Yeah, Kelpie storms off to the shop guy. Like,
Throwing a fit.
also, I was like just raging out. I'm in this fancy suit and these like boots that are all big, and I have like this jewelry on.
You have a shirt on for once?
Yeah, it's definitely still like unbuttoned all the way down though,
Oh, okay,
basically.
good.
He has a
Like,
shirt on.
chest
That's the
is
problem. That's why he's so angry.
Takes off the
He
shirt,
just-
guys. It's really
also,
not that
I'm
bad.
just like jumping away. By the way, I used that calculator, and with the boots, with a running start, I can jump 18 feet high and 48 feet far.
Hell yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I
God.
love that magic item.
So I'm just like I just like bring,
No.
I'm gone.
Lady needs to never have those boots ever.
You toad.
I
She
just
doesn't need
sort
to
of-
be any more springy.
I just sort of look to everyone else while the zone of truth is still up. I'm sorry,
I-
but he does look like a frog.
Okay, it would be okay to say, but
Hmm.
he's it feels like you can't.
I
It's a
realize
different
that.
amphibian.
I know what you're. Okay, it's. I know if it was anyone else, it wouldn't be bad, but it's just kind of.
It's
whatever.
it's a bit of a sore subject. You know, maybe I should have
Maybe say
resisted
a
this
rabbit.
magic. You know,
Something else that jumps.
Maybe. I also
Like a
don't
different
think it's
jumping
entirely
animal.
accurate.
like a
he's,
flea.
yeah,
Like a what?
A flea.
He's clearly a
That's never
flying
mind.
fish.
Just
Come on.
As you banter back and forth across the open celebration square, you see Kelpie kind of leap far ahead as he makes his way to the tack and supply shop. Out in the yard, you can see Prince Scatty kind of bucking about, is still clearly distressed. The other horse is basically kind of like avoiding him in particular. You get in there and you see first Kelpie. You walk in and Exitrin is basically like covered, like face to foot in just muck, as if he just face planted out in the stable yard,
Oh.
and he is just scraping copious amounts of mud off of his garments and kind of throwing them down onto the floor at the entryway. And he's just like, "I'm sorry, son. You're gonna need to give me a minute if you plan on buying something."
No, you're okay. I actually have.
Oh, you were
I have
that
something
fella
for you.
with
Yep.
with. Did you get it?
I did, and I pull out the drum.
Oh my goodness! The signed. Oh, is it Darren, Dahlia? It's perfect. It's a little covered in rubbish, like myself. Did you? Okay, it's no matter. All right, it's here and it's in good shape. My goodness, this is going to be worth a fortune someday.
They also left us some of their goods, and I like lay out the dresses, the extra suit that I'm not wearing, and all of the jewelry except for one of the rings, and this bone rod. I'm like, can you like check if this does anything magic? I'd like to sell some of this to you. Just, I mean, worst case, it belongs to them. They gave it to us, but
Oh, he gets real serious for a second and kind of looks at you. What do you mean they left these behind? I didn't see them leaving. I didn't see their carriages. I don't even
they
think the gates
definitely
opened.
left. So they can do magic. There's a runic circle within their carriage, and they use that to teleport out.
All right. Make me a persuasion check.
I mean, I'm not lying.
I know, but he's still very skeptical about all this.
Great, in that one.
Hey, I don't know if I can accept stolen things. Not saying you stole them, but just presuming. And then at this point, you hear like jing jing, and then your buddies kind of walk in through the side door.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing with all those?
What do you think I'm doing? All right, you want the full story, guy. I didn't want to have to ruin your perception of them, but they were evil magician dudes. They were the ones that summoned the dragon that ate all the sheep. They're working with some evil countess lady that does shadow magic,
Kelpie.
and they weren't great people, okay? I tried to be their friend. I thought we were friends. I thought it was going well, and they kidnapped my brother, and they tried to kill me, and they summoned a dragon, and we had to kill the dragon. But here's your stupid autograph, and if you want their stupid stuff, or if you can at least tell me if any of their stupid stuff is magic, well, then we can do that. If not, well, then I gave you your thing. That was the deal. I get something from you, okay?
Kelpie.
I will put a hand on his shoulder, pull him back a little bit. Kelpie, that's enough.
I don't think we should tell the shopkeeper that
Well,
and
it's
she
too
says
late
this.
now, huh?
She says this loudly on purpose. I don't think we should tell the shopkeeper that his favorite musicians tried to kill us.
Well, too late for that, huh? Well, hey, maybe it's worth more because they're vigilantes now. They're ne'er-do-wells.
I guess.
How about that? How does that go?
He peers
Oh.
over at Manassas, like seemingly the only
Yeah.
person here that he actually trusts. And
I
he's just
kind
like,
of.
I'm not sure with what your companion. You're not really with an AW. You are you.
This entire time,
What do you-
like
of
Manassas
course we are.
generally, as he, whenever Manassas goes anywhere, he kind of has like the straight backed stance of like a soldier with his like hands folded behind his back, and he just kind of locking eyes like this is serious, nods. Like, you've known me for a long time, and believe me when I say I have no reason to lie. But I'm afraid what they're saying is true.
Listen, can you tell me if any of this stuff is magic or has any
I can
value
do
or
that
not?
for you, Kelpie.
Look,
Okay,
Lance,
well, I'm trying to sell it to him. He's the one that's got a business.
And we're already assuming we should sell this.
Unless it does something incredibly insane. Here, fine, look at it, whatever. And I kind of
He takes the
cross
boneyard
my
from you.
arms. The shopkeeper?
Oh, or are you giving it to?
I guess I move out of the way so that he can look at it. I'm not stopping anybody from doing anything.
It's kind of a grim token that you have there. That's a bone carving. What are these sigils? I'm afraid I can't
figure that
read
out for
this.
you, sir, I can do that.
Yeah. Yes, I don't know. I have a bad
What
feeling
about
about
the-
that one.
What about the
Well, the-
rings or the clothing? You want
The
those?
jewelry and the dresses. I could have a whole display that is like set up. It's really just like about the muses. It could be great. That would look great in the front window.
Taluk, just out of curiosity, what are you? Are you going for identification or are
Yes.
you going for detection?
I can do either of them, but I believe identifying them would be better here.
If you want, I can pop a detect magic very quickly so that you don't burn any spell slots on
I don't have
non-magical.
to.
Oh, well, all right.
You see, I have a lovely thing called ritual casting. Let me set everything up, and I will identify all of these.
Nadine
like
goes
that.
back to Moss. So then, if we have magic and you use it on parchment,
Alright, I will.
So he
So
pinches
bored.
his nose.
I
And
will
it's just,
ritually cast identify and figure out what this stuff is.
While he's
Got it.
doing that. Well, listen, man. How about this? We also, we won't mention nothing about them being bad guys. Okay, if anybody asks, which is true, they did leave in a runic circle. They had a special performance that they had to get there, and they weren't going to make it by horse travel. Is that fair? I won't ruin your town's perspective on this, and they'll just think it's a nice memorabilia. You could say they gifted it to you. They gifted you that signature. Speaking of, what was our agreement with that again?
Well, you were looking at several of these other items, and I know you were interested. And if you were to give me the signed drum, then I was going to cut the price down. Here, let me pull them aside. Here, he kind of pulls down a few things from the top shelf. There is a rather nice. All of these things were kind of left by different adventuring type travelers in the past, but there is a belt that is covered in. It's kind of hewn from animal sinew and tanned. It has a kind of a looped buckle, and then you can see that it is kind of covered in like animal imprints, like animal tracks, kind of as like tooled into the leather itself. There is a pair of bracers that were left behind by the family member of a war hero that was an archer. And then there was a cloak, a mantle that was left behind by the same family that this half elf wore whenever he was serving the king abroad.
Do we know what any of these did?
You can figure that out with the detect magic.
I thought we did that
We
previously.
did.
Yeah, presumably. So there is.
Anybody remember?
I do remember.
There's
The
a-
bracers of
uh,
archery is the bracers.
Yeah, bracers of archery. There is nature's mantle, which is basically the shifts and cloaks you to help blend into the surroundings. It is basically allowing you to take the hide action as a bonus action, even if you're being directly observed. And then there's a thing called the Belt of the Wilds, where it allows you to help track certain creatures. And you can also use the command word to basically disguise the tracks that you leave behind.
Oh,
All right, well,
That's
how about
um,
this? Between the signature and all this stuff we have, how if we get these 3 things, how much more would I owe you?
Well, let's see. I mean, I think that's a pretty fair trade. You give me the full muse regalia, the jewelry, the suits, the dresses, and then we have the drum. What else did you pick? Any other relics that they left behind? I'm not sure if I want that rod. It's kind of creepy.
Well, let's hold on for a second. Let's make sure what these are something we are okay with trading first.
Okay,
So
well, I guess we're
the
gonna
rod, you can take note of this. The rod is considered a cipher. It is a one-time use magical.
Nadine chews on it and then decides against it. She thinks about it. She picks it up and her hands are kind of shaking, and then she puts it down and thinks better of it.
I swat you on the nose.
Mhm.
Stop touching
You're
my
not
shit.
good at disguising yourself.
Yeah.
So the rod is essentially basically like a ritual grounding rod. So it's basically it's meant to be plunged into the earth or the soil somewhere. It's kind of got like 3 round spear-like tips, and when you plunge it into the ground, you are able to cast darkness. But it's just a one-time use thing.
And I hang on to it. I won't chew it, I promise.
Yeah.
No, okay, I want to make a roll to try to snatch it back.
She'll hand it back. It's
If
she's looking at it. Maybe
Look,
wants
see,
it.
this is magic too, or you could just put it in your display.
I will identify everything else then in the stuff we got from the carriages.
Yep.
Just for
So
fair appraisal.
the dresses and the costuming are all just fineries essentially. He's willing to take all of that. He's willing to also take the wine that they had left behind. There was 6 jugs of wine. You can keep the cipher. And he basically says, if you throw in an extra 100 gold pieces, he'll give you the lot.
So he's gonna take the rings, and we're waiting to see if those do anything.
They do not.
Okay. I mean, then I guess I'll keep one on.
100 gold.
Yeah.
Keep one of the suits. Said 100 gold.
Etc. I just have a
Well, there you
quick
go.
question.
Here, you guys can get your stupid stuff, and I just walk out. I'm gonna go deal with your horse. He's upset.
I'd stay away from him. He's rather testy right now.
I'll figure it out.
He is an
I walk-
animal whisperer, to be fair. He's very good at this. We
I
are
walk out
professional.
there.
Oh, we're back to that story. All right.
Alright.
It's
It's
Also
not
gonna go with
untrue.
LP here.
So I have a quick question, Etc.
you want to. Oh, go ahead.
I just want to ask, do you didn't quite realize that you sold so many interesting items. Do you have anything that could maybe help me hit harder? Reinforce my fists in some way?
Just short of maybe some gauntlets or something. I don't have any baubles left behind. In recent months, I would have brought that up. Most I can say is you're going to have to get to a bigger trade center. South Fathomport, Baldrick's Watch maybe has a couple of shops. You get into Fathomport proper, there's probably plenty of import and export going on there. Short of that, heading to the capital might be the quickest. We're a long ways from any major magical shops, per se. I'm sorry, son.
It's alright. I appreciate the thought.
I have a
And so-
question.
Hmm.
After you're done, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm pretty much wrapped up. You're fine.
So I can I have a costume thing, like a disguise kit or whatever. Can I try to remember how to do those signatures? Can I try to imitate
I would
them?
say that would be more like a forgery type thing.
Okay.
But regardless, Exitrin begins to kind of take the garments. He, places each one. He kind of it starts creepy. Like he grabs the dress and sniffs it and breathes real deep, and then smiles and sighs. But then he grabs the man's suit and sniffs it, and smiles really wide, and he's just like, I just love them so much. I hope they aren't who they say you say, but regardless, their stuff is still here. Their carriage may return. I'm gonna put these in the front window, and he kind of goes and sets the pile of clothing next to a couple of mannequins that are sort of pre-dressed in just sort of more common type garb that sit at the front of the store. And he's just like, this is going to make a very fine display.
Nadine judges him.
How long
I just
I
want
try
that to
not
be
to judge
known.
her.
I think we're all
Manassas
judging
looks
him.
away. Yeah.
As you see Kelpie head out, you head into the yard, and Prince Scatty is very, very standoffish and kind of in the breeze, in the damp, cold air that's coming from the creek nearby. You can just see his breath just out of his nose as he stomps and grunts as you look at him.
Yeah, I
Moth
cast-
is gonna go with Kelpie here. Just
Yeah,
gonna,
I'm gonna
follow out.
cast. My bad. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals. What's wrong with you now, huh?
They all left last night.
Were you talking about the musicians?
The whole crew.
What about them?
In the darkness, they
Yeah?
traveled through. They headed south.
Okay. Why are you upset about that?
It's the last time they headed south. They brought that thing back. This is when everything started. Nothing good can come of this. I've got to get out of this place.
How badly you want to get out of this place?
This whole town is in danger. I can't stay here.
You wanna come with us? Well, feel like it's gonna affect your answer a little bit, but we're going south. I mean, on the upside, you could help us save your town. It's kind of our goal here is to
This isn't my town.
kick some evil ass. Oh, well, okay.
I've been here for 3.5 years. And before that, I spent 6 years in Queensburg at the racetracks. I don't want to be behind these fences anymore.
Okay, well, let's make a deal. You come with us, help us out, and we guarantee your freedom. Wherever you want to go, whatever you want to do, we'll get you there and leave you alone.
What do I have to do?
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know how much you have to do, but I'm definitely about to have to just break you out here. So we're gonna get this gate open, and then I'll come back for you, and we're just gonna hightail it the hell out of here.
I've witnessed firsthand what they do to horse thieves.
Well, they ain't gonna
Can-
catch this one.
Oh, sorry. Can we hear Kelpie talking?
If you're outside, yeah.
I'm gonna say Nadine's
Got this.
outside and might
Oh,
pick up
okay.
part of this. And she's like, Kelpie, if you need a distraction, I
Where the hell?
feel
you-
as
what-
if you talk really loudly. Everyone can hear you.
I mean, if you need a distraction, me and Nadine can probably pull something.
You were inside.
I'm literally
And
eating
we
peanuts
walked
right behind
outside.
Nadine.
If you need a distraction-
this is bullshit.
If you need a distraction, I heard that there might be some trouble in the woods that could be hungry and looking for some sheep to eat.
Listen,
And she kind of licks her
here's
lips.
what's gonna happen. You guys are gonna go get the gate open. You're gonna go with Manassas. I've got an errand to run, and then we're gonna get the hell out of here with this horse.
I will look Kelpie dead in the eyes. We'll get him back, Kelpie. Give him a nod. I'll get the gates open for you.
You get your magic items or whatever.
Yeah, speaking of which, Manassas, where's my paper?
Oh, yep.
Well, I
Gotcha.
mean, somebody still owed him $100. You guys wanted that shit. It doesn't really do nothing for me, so I gave up my part of the trade so that you could afford to actually have that.
Oh.
Well, why don't we
able-
give Kelpie the cloak? So Kelpie has a better chance of surviving.
Well, the
Because
Okay,
code
fine, here.
specifically
I throw-
requires attunement by things that are not him.
Oh, okay.
I throw like 40 gold into your
No,
hand.
no,
Here,
it's
go.
alright. I got it.
Well, I threw it anyways.
Would I have my
Alright,
gold back
yeah.
from you by Manassas, the other 97?
Oh, totally. Yeah, Manassas just been kind of waiting to poke in. It's like, I was only able to get so much gold. So much paper and ink, excuse me. It seems there's a bit of a shortage.
It's alright, thank you. I'll take what you have. And I will then go in and pay Exitrin the 100.
All right. You do that. He pauses and stops. He says, "Say, son, I've been thinking about it. I'm getting old." He kind of looks at his muddied clothes. I think it's about time that I actually retire. I was thinking about moving north. It's going to take a couple of weeks to sell everything off here, find somebody else to take over, but you had mentioned interest in buying old Scatty when you first arrived.
Yes, that was an interest. He is, his specific qualities are of great intellectual interest to me, yes.
He's spirited, and I don't necessarily know if he's content here. Was wondering if maybe the offer still stood.
Of course it does, however. I'm afraid the gold I just gave you for these items is most of what I have on hand. How much more would this be?
Just to break even, 50 gold.
I'm
I
afraid
can pitch in.
you can help.
I can pitch in about 10, but that's about as much as I have.
I sadly don't have enough even with that. How about this?
How
With
much?
10, I have a 32 gold in total. That's over half of the 50. There's no... I'll even throw in a really fun experience, alright? I can turn you invisible.
Yeah.
I'm alright on that.
Alright.
Sure.
Alright, 32?
32 is fine. I'll get him saddled up, unless you'd prefer him to be pulling your cart.
Yes, cart would be good. How much horses has this cart that we have?
You've got a cart, and it's a 2-horse cart. It's already loaded with the 2 that you had received from the temple in Alangil.
Then in
Let's slap a second.
that scenario, saddle him up.
Very good.
Be sure that if I find
Do
my way
I
back
do I
here,
hear
I'll
this
pay them.
conversation?
Go on, be.
Did you sneak in eating popcorn?
I feel like it's only
no,
fair.
I'd imagine
Yeah,
I'm
it is
gonna
only
because
fair.
they said they were gonna go get the gate open, so I'm walking off to do one more little errand by myself, and I'm heading like north. So just let them like finish up their stuff.
Gotcha. Be sure that if I find my way back here, I'll definitely pay you the other bit.
You guys head towards the barracks. You can see a changing of the guard occurring as 2 crown guard march out towards each of the eastern and western towers and begin to relieve each other of duties here as the night shift has ended. They give you a kind of a curt nod, Manassas, as 2 of them head after their shift northward to head to the tavern, where they will enjoy perhaps a beverage and something to eat here in the morning and then retire. You walk towards the gates. It is still secured up, and you see kind of rising groggily and staggering down the steps Sergeant Bakara, the Blue Dragonborn. Now fitted in his full regalia, the silvery mail that he wears, kind of a large gorget protecting his blue scale neck. And he sits with kind of a feathered cap, kind of plumed over his head. He has a long feather quill in hand and like a large leather-bound satchel as he kind of marches off into the square and meets you in the muddy steps in front of the statue.
Quick thing, forgive me. We don't refer to him as like sergeant, captain, right? In speech, like, is that the thing?
It's Sergeant Bakara.
Okay, cool. Because I think I fucked that up at some point last session.
I messed it up when I first started the session too.
Oh, cool. Right, but Manassas, still with that straight posture, will actually give like a nod, give like a little bit of a bow of the upper half, just like, Sergeant. Yeah.
Sir.
There is business that needs tending to outside of the gate, I'm afraid. And
I'm also afraid that the gate is sealed up from what you told me last night. The beast was attacking again. So 48 hours it is.
that is, I must say, the beast is already dealt with. I can show you to where the body lay, if that's what you want. If you want evidence that me and my family here, my stepbrother and his companions, have taken care of it.
Yes,
But-
it is interesting. I would like to see the body if it's there, as you claim.
Please, just so I'm not like fucking myself right now. The body didn't like dissipate overnight or anything like that, right? Like the body didn't
No, not
dissolve.
presumably.
Alec
no.
would have seen it because he walked over
Yeah.
to me.
What? We wouldn't be able to help him with this, but would we know if it disappeared?
You guys are pretty sure that parts of its body kind of evaporated into shadow stuff, but the large majority of its like desiccated carcass is still there, just like blackened bones and scales, kind of wet with the morning dew.
Nadine definitely kept a bone.
Nice. Very on brand.
You Kelpie, are you heading to where are you guys going, by the way?
I just walked off. I'm going towards the church.
Moss right now is just getting the horses and bringing them over to the cart to get everything ready to go.
Right.
You see,
you've caught a curious eye, Talok and Manassas. So let's go over here. We get the cart, and you're up here, and then Talok and you're here. Okay. Bakaris says, walk with me. Show me this body. I was about to begin in my morning writings to dictate the rest of this next chapter in my memoir. This could be an interesting way to segue into the twilight of this epic story that I am penning. It's going to be just the most jarring and interesting story ever told, perhaps.
Asshole.
I would love to tell you that I will be, as Sergeant of the Crown Guard here, of course, including dispatching of this creature in the story that I am telling. And of course, as you understand literature, there will be some liberties taken, but I will make sure that I do mention your names, hopefully. Now come and show me the body of this creature that was killed under the Crown Guard's watch.
It'll be nice to take a role in that story, but if he'll let me sort of like lead him, then Manassas will also sort of explain along the way. The people who had summoned this beast, I'm afraid to say, are very well known here, and they seem to have escaped via teleportation.
Some sort of circle.
Who on earth would have summoned a creature like this among us? Certainly not old Snakebite or Ando. Who could you attempt to point a finger at?
I am sorry to say, and I need to preface this by saying I've given 4 years of my life to the Guard, so I hope that lends me some degree of charitability.
You're well on your way to earning a respectable position. I've served 32 myself.
Very impressive, sir. But I just wanted that. Maybe give me just a touch of space. But real quick, what's the name of the people that tried killing us? I know they're like performers here, but I don't know much about them otherwise.
Their stage name were the Three Muses.
Ah, gotcha. I'm sorry to say it was the Three Muses.
This guy sucks.
A little bit.
The Muses. It would make a compelling story arc. They come in and corrupt it. And were they arrested?
Unfortunately, I could not pursue them past teleportation as I was tending to the beast. I thought it more important to take care of the monster so they did not return, but if we don't pursue them now, I'm afraid that we can only expect another attack.
He pauses mid-stride and flips open the book and jots down something. Yes, a daring escape.
I kind of love this guy.
Compelling as well. All right, continue.
He sucks.
You eventually make it to the barn, and he kicks it aside. Ando, please leave this place. I was just looking for Julius. No, quit your sobbing. This is not good for the story. Yes.
Okay, now he sucks.
I hate him.
No,
he sucks.
Okay.
Didn't the dragon die at the clearing? Where the
it did die at the clearing. Oh, damn.
He just went to bully into it.
They make such a long walk all the way over to the barn.
Don't you fucking pin this on me.
him and then go back.
You were saying there was some... yes, it does look like there was a combat here. All right, and then next. Ando, get out of the way. We have to make it to the clearing.
I hate him.
Rather gruesome, huh?
You eventually make it back to the campsite. He sees the body and inspects it. As you two are going back and forth, the key takeaway is that you can tell he's going to basically take credit for this in his story, so that the crown under his command was like the one who dispatched this beast. He is willing to open the gate for you after proving that the creature has been killed. He says he'll likely shut it again once you've passed through, but he'll at least offer you passage beyond the Willow Creek. What else did you want to discuss with him?
I don't believe I have anything else
Paper.
personal. Yeah, but I was gonna say what I know about the paper thing.
I mean, yeah, you're the one who talked to the.
Talak, you would know.
Okay.
You would see this huge, heavy, bound leather ledger that he's carrying around with like lots of like nice paper in it.
Sergeant, I had a question.
Yes,
I noticed that is a lovely book you have there. It is
It is.
very fine paper.
it is, and you are correct.
I will pull out my very well sort of paper spell book that I typically keep in my pockets when I'm not inscribing stuff for preparing, and I'm just going to like show them through. I also have, I'm a bit of a writer myself. I was wondering because, from one great writer to another, do you have any spare paper you could lend me? I've been on the road quite a bit. My job being to take care of beasts and whatnot. Would you have any spare paper you'd be willing to allow me to take with me?
I must say too that if it helps at all, this is one of the people who contributed to this harrowing story that you intend to pen.
And having been silent this whole time, to sort of take in this character, Talok will do a little bit of a technical assessment here, and sort of go.
So sassy.
And I was thinking, I would write a story about you, and how well you take care of this town, in absence of any true heroes.
Yes. Tell me, how much are you needing? I have got quite a storehouse, a supply. And admittedly not been writing as much. It's just need the correct inspiration to hit me. You know how it is.
Of course. I was thinking.
I'd be willing to part with some.
Of course, but I was thinking for a story as grand as your own, I think I would need at least 100 gold worth of the paper and ink, simply just to make it justice. I just don't see any way anything less can.
I presumably should be able to spare that amount. I've got quite the stock in the back of the barracks. We'll stop by there once we have completed our duties. It appears your friends here are packing up your cart. I tell you what, I will go and prepare several ledgers. I'm going to swing by and grab a cask from the local wine vendor and head back to the barracks. I'll meet you at the gate here in, I don't know, 20 or 30, give or take.
No problem. You are very gracious. And I will wait for him to walk out of earshot. My face, which was sort of contorted into like a very comical, like, yes, I am being very charismatic, slowly drops back down to like the deadbeat sort of, Manassas, I absolutely despise that man.
That was manipulative, but smart. I respect it.
I needed the paper.
I understand. Bigger things ahead of us. Yeah.
In time, Moss, Nadine, Manassas, and Talak are able to get to the cart together. They go and grab the two horses from the stables. Exitrin helps. In the meantime, he begins to saddle up Prince Scatty, who is being prepared. Sad goodbyes of Exitrin. He's finally calmed down a bit, as if the horse kind of understands that he is, earning his freedom in a sense. Kelpie, you walk up to a towering, kind of almost ramshackle chapel atop thick pylons of heavy stone, just teetering timbers that kind of have this really harrowing looking vertical, almost like bend to it. It's as if the church itself is old enough to be physically unstable. And on it, you can see two like little enclave stone what would they be, like little like concave ornamental pockets, and inside of them are sculptures of Ilmater, the mourning god, or the bleeding god, the god of anguish. You would know that this is not the same god. I don't know how familiar you would be. This is the broken god, I guess is technically the term.
Not very. I wouldn't be very familiar with. Like, I know about whatever I was told when I got my cool little medallion and was asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's about it.
The 50s sportscaster walks in. Martyrs love the guy.
The large doors are kind of sealed, but it would appear that they don't have any locks on them, and the church would be open to whomever would enter.
Yeah, I'm gonna. So you said there's some weird little little carvings. Can
Yeah,
I do like a check on them?
yeah,
or-
they're religious statues of Ilmater. So basically, like the god of martyrdom and suffering. So basically, you would see, uh, in the same way that maybe like the Christian tradition would show like pictures of like the Christ figure like
Mhm.
on a crucifix. It's sort of like a bleeding god. You dig?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'll kind of stare at those for a second and push my way into this church.
hmm you hear just like kind of a heavy creaking of the door as it swings open, and at the front, lighting candles at a darkened altar. The whole church itself, basically, not really getting a whole lot of sunlight here in this dark valley. You can see a tall and gaunt priest in a what used to be a crimson robe that is now faded in time, and he turns to you, and you see a human man. Um, Perhaps 60, 70 years old, thin face. You can see his cheekbones a bit. Kind eyes, as he gives you a nod and says, "What brings you in, wayward child?"
And I awkwardly grab my medallion. I'm like rubbing it. Like, well, guess I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Well, Ilmater welcomes all with compassion, even those who pray to the moon. Please come in and tell me, would you like to talk about what pain and suffering you may be going through?
I sit down with him and just kind of explain like everything up to now and just how Kelpie's feeling, and he's kind of like at this point like teary eyed and just tired, and I don't know what to do.
Yes. You see, the broken god himself, like all who suffer, made a choice. He was willing to suffer and take another's place to bear their burden. And I think that lesson is very important. He tried not to be quick to anger and wrath, but fearful were those who witnessed his righteous power when he felt it necessary to put an end to others' cruelty. Those who are being cruel to you and those who you love. These atrocious and horrific acts, these wicked creatures you speak of. While we can remain hopeful that their evil deeds would eventually turn to good sometimes, perhaps they do need to be destroyed. Perhaps the suffering that you are coming from is more or less you being trimmed, being pruned, a vessel that could be used by the gods.
Mm.
Do you think that your suffering could lead to other things? Or are you doomed to perish?
I stare at him for a second. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to think. And then he kind of shakes his head and he's like, yes, my suffering is can be more than just suffering. And he just kind of has a stern look on his face.
Good. Come here with me. And he brings you up closer to the altar. He grabs a small vessel, and it's full of kind of like a white paste, right? And he takes it, places his hand, kind of gets out a little bit of it's like a white creamy paint, and he covers his hand in it. And he reaches over into another vessel, and there's a vial of crimson, and he grabs that stain, that dye. He kips it on the tip of his finger, and he says, "I, in the name of the broken god, bless you on the next leg of your journey. May the gods inform your decisions." And he presses this white palm against your bare chest, leaving this white hand imprint. And then beneath it, kind of, it scribes like a holy symbol using the red dye. It says, "Go now. There are people who need you, despite your suffering. Choose to bear it, and see how your life changes."
Opie kind of gives him a short nod and a thank you and walks out the door.
Mm-hmm. He, as you're leaving, grabs a small vial of liquid and takes it with you. He says, "Water from the altar, in case you need it."
Thank you.
You can add a vial of holy water to your inventory.
Okay.
and we will have a Blessing of Ilmater as a temporary for 24 hours. You basically can use it as a D4 to add to a D20 roll, and that expires in a day.
That's when Ilmater just says, "Yeah, no, sorry, that's all my time was worth."
Yeah. Eventually, you all gather down at the lower gates. Kelpie, as you walk by, you can see perhaps Talok walking with Prince Scatty, saddled in hand, as Bakara stands atop the gate. You have 2 large books of fresh paper, bound in leather. Talok, so that would be what I would see, 100 gold pieces worth of paper.
Yes. Hell yeah! And was that added on to the whatever thing? How much was the stuff I got earlier? Was it like?
It would have been. It would have been 3 gold, so it'd be like 103. But it's up to you how you want to track that.
I gave him 40, so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I wouldn't have needed that gold. I would have given it back to you. You keep that.
And then there was 32 for Scatty, and then 100 for the rest of the treasure. So
in all, how much gold do I have worth of paper and ink?
103,
right?
So about 300 gold worth?
No, 103.
No, 1.
Oh, 103. Got it.
Yeah. Like, no, not at all.
He's up, cowboy.
The gate creaks open as you guys prepare to leave. What are you guys going to do?
Kelpie sees that you guys have, what is the horse's name again?
Prince Scotty.
Prince Scotty.
Prince Scotty, and he's just pissed. Like, he's like, oh, I can't have anything, huh?
What do you
and kind of he walks up to Prince Scotty and like kind of looks at him, and is like, you okay if I hop on your back? Like, I can't. I'm sure that the spell's over now, but I'm looking for like an understanding in this horse's face.
He slows down a bit and allows somebody to saddle him and ride him.
I hop on him. It's like, I'm gonna. Prince Scotty and I will ride together. Don't worry.
Enjoy.
No problem.
I will take care of the cart.
And I'm just kind of pouty still.
Anything
Yeah,
else
Nadine kind of just hops on the back.
the road.
I don't think so. I think Kelpie would just kind of silently start riding ahead of.
Is this like a time skip situation, or like?
Perhaps it just depends on how you guys
like a
want to
travel.
Well, at one point, for sure, Manassas does want to kind of catch Nadine, like maybe before settling down for camp or something like that. If we do,
yeah, I'd say she's kind of sitting on like the back of this cart, kind of like swinging her legs off, like picking with one of her arrows or something.
Cute. He'll probably then just like sit down next to you with his like legs kind of hanging off as well.
Mm-hmm. You would know, taking the valley road and then heading into the old abandoned trail that heads south towards Agamwald, if that is your destination, to speak to Abbot Cohen of the temple. It is basically 20 hours on the road. That could be 2 hard days of riding, or 3 if you kind of space it out. It depends on the pace that your group wishes to go.
I imagine we'd probably take 3. 3 gives us more time to do fun stuff, realistically, for it to be more than just a time skip.
But how quickly do you want to gem is also the question.
Good question.
Actually, that is fair. Maybe Kelpie, because Kelpie's just got like, he's just on a horse. Maybe he's kind of like riding ahead.
I mean, Talok
Not sure how well this cart will hold up.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Actually, I think Kelpie would be going a little faster. Like he's probably gonna try to push that closer to that 2 days.
Yeah, I'm assuming we all are at this point since we lost so much time in town.
Yeah, that's fine.
So let's see. You left Allengil. You stayed 1 night at the Highland Basin Forest. You went to Bleakwood. You stayed another night. So it has been roughly a day and a half, 2 days since Jem went missing, give or take. We'll say 2 days because you guys also stayed the night at Allengil inside the hotel. Yeah. So this is the start of the 3rd day. As you take off in the morning, you are going to travel. Who's going to be? You're going to be in the lead, Kelpie, with the horse just kind of riding ahead. You've traveled this road before. It's always creepy.
I have?
Yeah, you were playing music in Fathomport on your way back up. You traveled the valley road to head a while ago.
Maybe.
That is true.
You've never been to Agenwald, but nobody heads towards the Vale. Like, they just avoid it. As you all travel for, let's see.
Oh, I hear some rolls happening.
I guess
Uh-oh.
about 5 hours. So you were going to
Okay.
make it about 10 miles. Which
Did I catch that scene before we like hop into combat or something? If we're
yeah,
if we're
you're
jumping-
fine. You're fine. All right, so
Okay.
we're gonna make it
Yeah.
about here. All right.
Okay.
Yep. The roads become ruddy and dark. The proximity to the corruption of the Vale, where the Obsidian Tower perhaps rises again. You can see the trees begin to sour. The weather grim and dark. Almost a shadow looms over the forest from the south. And as this darkness encroaches upon the road, it begins to decay. There's maybe 10 or 12 miles of road like this that is just awful. Somewhere along this journey, there is the trail that juts off to the south that you need to take. But you guys are riding now for about 6 hours. You're getting near the end of the first day, where you begin to kind of perhaps fight off exhaustion, but you know you have to ride hard and long. What are you guys going to do?
I'll
Wanna
be
take that
silently riding. Make ahead of everybody. Also, I have
Do-
to step away for a second. Be right back.
Ooh, gosh. I do want to take that seat next to Nadine, just like the legs kicking off the side of the back of the cart. After a bit of just like watching the trees pass by, Manassas will want to pipe up and say, "It was very heartfelt what you said this morning."
Oh, yeah, it was kind of a strange feeling. I kind of just started talking. I
You
don't know.
you talked about your family. It's very nice that these people are your family now. I know
Yeah.
Talok makes good family, but I wanted to ask you a question if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, what is it?
When I had mentioned the
I'm
other day that I wanted to be a parent, you gave me a look, and I immediately felt as though I had done something wrong. But I just wanted to ask, do you have a good relationship with your family? I only ask because I want to know what to avoid, just in case.
Nadine is originally very taken aback by this because I don't think anyone's actually asked her. I don't think she's. And at the same time, her initial instinct is to say something cocky to try and dodge this question, but she kind of has this minute where she's already spilled her shit, and she's kind of like, "I'm from somewhere not close to here. My town and my parents didn't take too kindly to the lycanthropy, so I had to leave. Which is why I was wary, depending on what kind of guard you're from, because I know there's some people who would rather not have me roaming free, I would assume. I traveled on my own for quite a while through the woods. I think it's... Actually, I can't really tell you how much time it's been, I'm not sure. But I guess I made quite a little reputation for myself as the Beast of Allengale, so that was interesting, but it's fine. I prefer this. I mean, the other thing about family is that you shouldn't get attached, so...
Is that what they say? You shouldn't get attached. I've been away from home for too long, it seems, because well, I understand that aspect. You have a good family on your hands, as it seems.
Yeah, well,
And
I hope we stay like this at least a little bit longer so I can keep playing pretend. I know we're just here for some mission, and I know after that, that's gonna be it, but I don't know. It's nice to pretend like it's more permanent than it is. And then she kind of takes it back. She's like, why in her head, she's like, why the fuck am I saying this to this straight? What am I doing?
Complete
She's like,
stranger.
but I mean, it's fine. It's not even like a big deal. It's like, whatever. She like snaps an arrow by accident. She's like, fuck, sorry, whatever. I don't know. It doesn't even matter. And it's not even a big deal. It's whatever. Yeah.
I like to believe Manassas, like if you'll let him, will like reach over and take the arrow head that's like snapped, and it's especially like with the thought of like you talking about how temporary this is. It's kind of been staring off at the trees, and he'll take the arrowhead and just fling it full force into like one of the tree, like barks. It's the trunks. That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Nice shot.
Thank you. It may be temporary, but I think that just means you need to hold on to it longer, more tightly, because you have no idea when it's going to happen again.
Yeah. That's a pretty good mentality to have, I guess.
Believe me, I know. I find myself at home so rarely. And in those moments, even though it is temporary, and I know that I move on and I might catch my death out here working for the guard, it's those moments when you come back and you feel that family that make it all worth it, you know?
Yeah. Why
And-
did you come with us?
Tarlock. Unsurprising, I know, but the thing about him, he doubts himself too much. And I want to have a family soon. And I know that they will be like Tarlock. Half-orcs in a world that doesn't care about them. But they still have to make their mark, they still have to stand up against everything against them. And I know that I can't be the one to set the best example for them. So, I want to see it in action. I want to see Tarlock be great, and I want to assist him in his adventures, and if he does become something of even greater note that he is, then I want to be able to tell my kids about his story.
My mother always used to tell me about a relative I had. Well, my mother was also a great ranger. All my relatives would tell me stories about her adventures and hunting successes, and I don't know, I guess she's the reason I picked up a bow. I think she's the only one who wants me to come back someday. So, I guess if it's any solace, the stories that parents tell their children don't really leave their memory. So I think you've got a good goal there. Not that I could really tell you anything about parenting or kids, but the thing that I'll never forget is the smile on her face whenever she bashfully denied all of her great achievements.
He kind of leans back onto his elbow, still staring out into the woods. He'll reach out a hand and say, "Get another arrow that you'd be willing to spare."
She draws one off her back, hands it to him.
He'll, again, just like launch it full force into one of the tree trunks. And say, "My mother was a soldier. It's what motivated me to take up the mantle in part. Worked for the same guard. I didn't know much beyond that, but it just reminded me of her. And it's been a long time since I thought of her, so I appreciate the reminder."
I think she's the most powerful person in the world. Moms. Mothers.
It was a mistake for your family to reject you. I hope that's clear. And for the record, about me being in part of the guard, I don't take a life easy, much less so that the life of someone who's protected my family. The most I can ask anyone to do.
Seems like we're on the same page then.
I think we are.
If you're
Mhm.
If you're in, then I've got your back.
And I've got yours. So,
She takes one of her own arrows and yeets it.
I was going to ask if you would show me what you could do.
Oh,
Oh.
she's gonna do something different then. I thought about this. Sorry. Out of character, I just thought about this. She takes one of her arrows and bites a part of it with her fangs so that she bites off one of the tail feathers, takes out her bow, and launches it so it, like, spins and curves, and then, like, hits a tree to the side.
Oh,
That's my only party trick. Other than the fangs.
Oh, the fangs. That was incredible. But the fangs really are impressive.
Well, they're inconvenient. I'm really hungry all the time. Don't get bit by a lycanthrope if you can help it. Just a little bit of advice.
If I can
You're
help.
really hungry. I can't stop thinking about how bad that dragon tasted, but also how hungry I am.
Mm.
It was gross.
You know
Anyways.
how to hunt? You know how to hunt?
Mhm.
Oh. Good.
Of course.
I figured as much. But, hey, maybe with 2 people hunting, we can get twice as much food. But a little bit less stress on your mind, huh?
We are officially friends.
We're officially
At the mention of food.
High five.
High five.
High fucking five, and I'm real happy with that scene. You're a gem. Thank you.
Hello.
One little thing before we go off from that. While that was happening, Talok was poker face, just sort of looking off into the distance, keeping an eye on Kelpie, just poker faced. And
Eavesdropping.
yes.
Good.
But while he was doing that, if anyone was paying attention, which I don't think anyone was, Moss maybe, he would have slowly slipped his hand into his satchel, began fidgeting with something, and even though his face was completely pokered, when they started talking about family, each raindrop that hit his tattoo sizzled and evaporated.
Hello.
Yes.
Can you come join me up front?
Of course. I'll go up and sit next to him.
Is Kelpie okay?
You see Kelpie kind of occasionally riding off ahead a little bit. One of the things that you do notice is that when Kelpie is on top of Prince Scatty, when they enter like a darkened area where the trees enshroud him, it's almost like he darkens as well. The shadows themselves are sort of cradling both the horse and him. Additionally, Kelpie, you notice that when Prince Scatty is in dim light, he almost picks up speed. You continue to see him scout ahead here and there, kind of vanishing out. The supernatural nature of this beast really just relevant to like the trail that you're traveling on because of just how kind of dark and creepy this place is. Continue.
Is Kelpie okay?
I don't think so. I think he's taking this hard. I don't think...
Can you explain it to me?
Oh,
I've
Moss,
never really been around people.
When someone you know and care about, it's like this tight thing in your chest. Floods your brain. Makes you do irrational things. I don't know how to explain this. And don't take this the wrong way, do you have emotions? Like happiness?
I mean, I was happy when I was awakened in the forest.
Talok will sort of smile.
Greeted by friendly faces that weren't trying to hunt me.
That is good news, then you do understand, at least to an extent. Whether you felt this sort of sadness before, I don't claim. It's like being afraid, but angry. I don't know how else to describe it. Well, for once, an example. I was young, and my brother, Bors, older than me, he was the big tough one. He slipped on a rock, and he got hurt pretty bad. I, of course, didn't know what to do about this. I wasn't strong, I couldn't drag him back to camp, and it was frightening. I thought I would lose him. Turns out he was fine, he was just picking on me, but, it's sort of thing, when you think you're gonna lose someone, it's very scary. He wasn't actually hurt. But for a while there, I thought I had lost him and it was my fault. And I think he's going through the same thing. Although I don't think he has the luxury of being able to finally realize that everything was fine. I don't know if everything's going to be fine, and I keep promising people that I can help and that I will get them back safely, and quite frankly, I don't know if Jim is even still alive.
I can never help with anything. My best thing I can do is keep people alive, but I'm not sure if I can do anything to bring them back.
That is something I am worried about. But you know what you could do for me, Moss?
Yes.
Could you grow me a little tree?
Do you have a seed?
Nope. And I'll reach out from out of the cart and just pluck a leaf or something. Just try to get like a pine nut if I can.
You'd be able to grab like a pod of some kind.
Yeah, I'll sort of hand it over to Moss.
Well, it'll be tricky without soil, but I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
And
You guys ever have good rolls before? Because I haven't.
I'm sorry, what was that, Kelpie? I can't
Literally
hear the rain.
never. Literally never in this campaign.
seriously, and
He's
Moss
just
is
mumbling to himself.
just gonna like make a fist around the seed and take a little bit of moss off of his cheek and wrap the seed in that and clench his fist and use Druidcraft to get it to root into this moss. And you can start to see just the little first peeking of a sapling coming up out of it.
Let's see if I got anything here. That's... Thank you. I appreciate that. I love trees. He'll sort of take it and he'll take like a little, I guess, I have like this mess kit. I probably have some sort of jar, like little jar I have in there. And I'll just sort of put it in there. Put it in my satchel.
Take care of it.
I will.
Place it somewhere that's meaningful. Trees have a way of always coming back to you. Or you come back to them.
I don't know if I've ever looked into it that far, but I find them relaxing and peaceful to be around. You sort of have the same vibe.
I mean, the trees are my home,
Sort of give him a nod.
I guess. I don't remember much other than being around a forest.
Yeah, he'll sort of look around. On a more serious note, Moss, do you have a bad feeling?
This forest is corrupted.
I just feel like something's
It
watching
doesn't
me all the
feel
time
right.
here.
Yes. I would like to see it return to what it was once, maybe long ago.
Well, let's hope we do. And you know what? I just have a bad feeling. Talox is going to not draw his sword completely, but just sort of have his hand on the hilt, sort of keep it covered. Just his fingers twitching on it, just ready to draw it at a moment's notice. Mm-hmm. And he'll just continue talking with Moss about this and they, and just sort of making conversation to bring his mind away from the things that's been plaguing him.
Ahead, through the rain and the mist that is drawn in, it's not really obscuring any vision. Kelpie rides ahead, disappearing through shadow, scouting, returning, slowing down occasionally, sorting through his feelings. Ahead in a small clearing, Kelpie, you arrive, riding up, come across a carriage overturned on its side along the main road. This looks like it has been a campsite many times before, but the carriage itself is freshly collapsed. Ahead of you, observed but unaware of your presence with Prince Scatty, who stops in the shadows of the trees. You sit there as little wisps of shadow keep your presence unknown. And from about 30 or 40 feet, you see a grisly, weather-beaten man, just with a soured face, almost with garb that would remind one of just a commoner or a traveler along this wooded path, as he hums to himself a mournful tune. You see that he's picking up a body. A man or a woman, perhaps a traveler, from this toppled carriage. He lurches this body over his shoulder and lumbers forth, just heavy trunching of boots in the mud. and carries the body over to a large log, humming all the time until you can make out just the murmurs of some sort of, I don't know, wistful tune. With a kiss of the lips, you'll be gone forever. Yes, darling, we'll be together. He props the body up against this log, and you see now that there are 3 corpses of humans pulled from this wreckage. And he stands there wiping the sweat from his brow, and through the mist, you can see that his body, just maybe from picking these corpses up, he's just covered in blood spatter. He leans on a pike. What are you going to do?
Do we all see this?
No,
Kelpie's ridden ahead.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take a second and just kind of put my hand on that hand spot and be like, "What was that guy's name again?"
It'll matter.
What? Hey, Mr. Godman, I know we haven't talked yet or anything, but now would be a good time to like tell me what to do. If not, I'm just gonna make my own decision. Now, like, give it a second. Subi got the gabbets.
You've not done anything further in the conversation through Discord yet, have you? Like, remember earlier you were like, "Hey, I'm kind of planning to XYZ."
No, I don't really think so. I think this is like step 1 of that.
Yeah, I feel that. At this point, you're just sort of torn. You don't know what to do.
Well, fuck it. How far is he?
I'd say he's about 30 or 40 feet away from you in the far edge of the clearing where the road continues on to the east.
Okay, well, 30 feet's range. I'm just gonna kind of like mumble to myself, like, damn it, and cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on this guy.
On him?
Yes.
All right.
Is to make a Wisdom 14 saving throw.
Let's see here. Can you link that spell?
I sure can.
Look good. I love a good Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
There you go.
It always brightens the mood.
Okay, I don't believe
That's debatable.
I don't believe that's a charm effect.
It doesn't say.
No, I
so.
don't think it is.
Why can't I cast it at a? Why can I upcast it?
I believe
it doesn't do anything.
I mean, if you can always upcast anything. Like if you don't have enough first level spell slots, you can still cast the same spells.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, the DC was what? It was
14.
All right.
Wisdom.
And with a kiss on the lips, a kiss on the lips, and you've got some hips. And he just starts to dance as he just cackles into a maddening laughter. And you turn around and see his kind of like malproportioned face, his giant jaws, his thick teeth. This isn't a human at all. And he just kind of begins to cackle madly and just shrieks into bloody fits. You all hear this back down the trail as it's echoing through the Valley Road wood. Kelpie, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna kind of turn and cup my hands like, guys, I could use some help here, and then I'm gonna run towards these people and see if I can help any of them. If there's anything I can do.
Can we all do something here, or are we going straight into something?
I'm
Well,
gonna say, okay, I'm gonna say Kelpie is like and starts like entering the clearing proper. You all are around the bend coming up through. It's a rather narrow, difficult to traverse road in a wagon, but you guys are perhaps, I'd say you're mid-range back. So you're maybe like a full move away to be like at the clearing. Is there something you want to do as the cart approaches? Otherwise, we're going to start the next turn with Kelpie at the top of the order.
We talking prep round?
Yeah.
I'd like to do a perception.
So
check
they
to
would
see if
just
I can
hear
see
me
what this
like
guy
yelling
is.
for help. They hear cackling and yelling for help basically before they come around.
Yeah, they would hear that. They would have time to basically maybe make an action before they arrive, and then you can make an action too.
All right. I will instinctively hearing Kelpie say, "Hey, I could use some help." Do a goddamn vault jump off of the cart while the horses are moving, and I will cast False Life first level.
He's jumping off. I'm gonna just smack him on the back lightly and give him guidance.
Ooh, like that. Thank you.
Ooh, yummy.
Right,
Smack him on the butt.
Yes.
Smack him
No,
I'll
on the back.
Same
Fine.
thing.
They go sport.
Okay, I get
Lower back.
6 temporary hit points.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
I think Nadine's gonna shift. Actually, she's gonna take her action now to On the cart. I think that probably doesn't go very well for her, but it's fine.
Do we only get one action, or do we get a full turn of actions?
So you get your full turn.
Okay, then I will immediately bonus action go into my blade sing as I draw my sword and just spin it around me in the air, just hearing the drums in the background.
Okay.
And that will also increase my movement speed to 40 feet, if that helps anything.
Moss hopped off. Nadine, are you hopping off or staying on?
How close are we?
Well, someone is either going to have to stop the cart or drive the cart.
Moss is driving the cart. He's not hopping off.
Okay, I'll hop off then. I'll shift and hop off, so she kind of jumps off and then shifts form more so mid-air within that process, so she doesn't like spook the horses, becoming, like a fucking wolf.
All right, Manassas, what are you going to do?
Manassas will pretty much do the same kind of move that Nadine is doing, like just jump in the opposite way, except as he lands, this radiant kind of white mixed with purple light will like bloom from his eyeball medallion outward around him as I cast protection against good and evil on myself. It just looks like a set of armor over my armor, kind of mostly ethereal.
Okay.
That's dope.
The crew runs up behind you. Kelpie, you've got a full round to determine what to do. He's basically kind of unawares of you at this point. He's just in a mad fit of laughter on the ground next to these 4 bodies propped up against this falled tree.
Wait, 3 or 4?
There's 4 bodies propped up against the fallen tree.
Oh, okay.
I want to check and see if any of them are alive. Like, if I can help any of them.
Okay, are you going to stay... So how far close did you move to them, I guess is...
So you said I was about 30 feet away, so I used my spell, and then I'd move, I guess, that whole 30 feet, like, towards them to, like, check on them.
All right. In which case, you get the end of your turn, move that 30 feet up, you approach, you get right outside of that. And as this maddening laughter is kind of mixed with this song that he's singing, he says, heads with wings, bats and things, kiss, 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 kiss. You see the bodies begin to kind of writhe and wriggle as one by one, like dandelion heads, the human skulls rip out of the shoulder sockets, and these massive sinuous bat wings begin to flap as all 4 of the heads just as these bat-like creatures begin flying in the sky in front of you. And we will move over here to our battle map.
Chris, you bastard, I love you.
I'm never gonna be a hero again. Wait, does what's his face get to fight with me? Does the horse?
Prince Scatty he is trained. He has a character sheet, but he's also a draft horse. He's got a couple of special abilities that kind of imbue you with things should you want to put him in risk. He with a successful animal handling can follow the rules because he is trained. Like he can use his hooves, I believe, but he's not a super hardcore combatant. He's not a war horse by any means.
I get off him and point him in the direction back towards the cart and kind of slap him, like, to get him out of here. I don't want him getting hurt. All right, then, you creepy fucks. Which one's first?
This session tonight with roll initiative. It's time for combat, bitches.
Ooh,
Yay!
we in a baby.
I'm gonna roll good this time.
Ooh, I got 20.
I'm not.
I got a
God
13.
damn it! I got a 10.
3.
20.
No, I couldn't roll in this
I
campaign.
love that I got... Wait, am I starting at the top of this one, or do I need to roll for this one?
Wait, how do I...
I think it's fine.
Kelpie, basically what we're going to do is we're going to have a surprise round, basically. Okay. So you'll get to act and then nobody else will get to act.
Okay.
I guess technically these things would, but...
I rolled a 13, so...
I got a big old 20.
Moss got an 11.
I got a 10.
I got a 3.
I can't roll in this campaign.
We rolled so bad.
I got a 20!
We're gonna
Okay,
die.
well, shut up, Will.
Hey, Kelp, can you roll? Okay, you got it? Cool.
Yeah, I worry about just fighting each other for that. Is that what was happening?
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, what's it not working?
Nadine, what did you get?
I got 10.
My bad, Chris.
Talak, what'd you get?
20.
Oh, fuck you.
Moss, you got an 11. All right, cool. And descending order. All right, because this is a surprise round here, and just because of acting quickly, the heads basically rip out and begin to kind of flap around in the sky above you. The grisly-looking man on the ground, keeled over his pike that he has kind of gripped in one massive fist. Kelpie, you're going to act first.
Okay. Well, this is just fucked. I'm gonna use Cloud of Daggers on that guy, on top of the main guy, as my action. And then do I have bonus actions? And then I'll give Bardic Inspiration to whoever the hell is closest behind me. I guess I look and I kind of scowl at Talok and I give it to Manassas.
All right, swirling
Wow.
daggers manifest in
Wow.
a field surrounding the man as he's on the ground, and then it will actually end up flipping back to the top of the turn, which puts Talok at the top.
All right. Being what do I got to do here? Move 40 feet.
Wreak havoc, cause hell.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll move 40 feet just straight ahead, so that would put me. Yeah, that was 40 feet, I believe. Nope, one more. And not being able to get within combat range, I will flare up my my tattoo as I run my hand along it. It engulfs in green flame and basically singes away all the rain. And I'll fling my hand back, and I will cast Scorching Ray. And I will target the first one towards. And that guy's hideous laughter. Does that mean he's prone on the ground?
Well, I just
Awful.
I just cast Cloud of Daggers, which broke my concentration, so he's still prone, but he's not in hideous laughter anymore.
All right, I will then I'll shoot the first one at this first floating head boy.
All right.
That is a 18 to hit.
Dying.
18 hits.
4 fire damage as the first one hits it right in the side of the head. Second attack is same one. A natural 20.
Damn.
So that is, well, that's 5. Let me roll 2
Leave
more
some good
d6.
rolls for the rest of us.
Yeah.
Shit.
9 points of fire damage,
gonna
the
do
same
that.
one, as it hits it straight in the middle of the
13
forehead.
so far.
And then one more Scorching Ray towards him for a, only a 10 to hit.
The last one misses as the second Scorching Ray kind of blasts this flying head. That is enough to kind of send it exploding. Adjusting the Scorching Ray to try and hit one of the others, it misses. Regardless, the first head kind of fierily cascades down onto the ground, and then it kind of rolls downhill slightly until it kind of hits Kelpie's boot. And then just this dead skull face looking up at you like hair on fire.
Yeah, I'll just look towards Kelpie. You know when you said help, I wasn't expecting this, and I'll just draw my sword in defense.
Not the time for jokes, man. Whatever. Just kill it already.
All right.
Kinda pouty.
With a fly speed of 40, these
Angsty.
things are going
Oh,
to
shit.
take out. Wait a minute. Okay, so I don't want to go. That's 12 and
I'm about to
plus.
Goomba stomp one of these.
15, 20.
I was gonna say you can jump.
All right, this one's going to fly up here. This one's going to fly high up here. This one's going to fly high up here. Ooh,
Do I get
all of them. Well, they're above you. Like
Mm.
they're all
Okay.
flying. So each humanoid and beast within 30 feet, all the horses, all of the pieces, are going to need to. They're all going to be shrieking in unison. So
Okay.
I need everybody to make me a wisdom saving throw, and I'm going to roll for the 2 horses that are under the command of Moss.
I'm gonna fucking lose it. Let me.
I got a
let me
19.
roll.
Got a 10.
Ooh.
I'm gonna use my ability, but let me roll for horse first.
At a 12.
I got a
Sadly.
19.
Sadly, guidance is
Dirty
only for
20.
ability checks.
How do I actually like
You don't get that.
roll on his sheet?
You would just roll wisdom. All right.
Cool.
Scatty loses it.
I'm gonna use. I'm gonna
Who?
use my thingy bobber. I'm gonna use. What is it called? Wave of Inspiration for myself and for. Well, actually, I don't even know if that's gonna. Be. Make a saving throw. I don't even know that's gonna save me. I don't think it is.
Really well, and also we can do the same combo as before with silvery barbs if I succeed.
Okay, yeah, I'll use it for me and. Well, I rolled a 4, and what's his face rolled a
I got a 10.
3. So I guess I rolled 2d4. So one of those is a 2 to me, so mine becomes a 6.
Why'd
and
you roll 2d4?
Is because do I only roll 1?
What's your bardic inspiration?
Oh, it's a d6.
Yeah, it's a d6, so it's
That's
1d6.
my bad.
Well, it'd be 2 if he's doing.
It's 2 because
No,
Prince-
you only roll it once, and it goes for everyone in that circle.
That's not how that works.
Wait, what are we doing here?
You
Using
expend
Wave
one
Inspiration.
use of your bardic inspiration to add the. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm
Dude, it's my
sorry.
own homebrew. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. Okay. My bad. My bad.
You're
So
good.
it's 3.
Yeah.
So it's 3. So mine becomes a 7. His becomes a 6.
I got a 13. Does that beat it?
Anyone that rolled a lower than anyone who rolled a 12 or lower is under a failure.
I will use silvery barbs on myself again,
Okay.
and I will re-roll, and you have advantage on that, Kelpie, so roll again.
I get to roll wisdom save with advantage.
Okay, I
Is
got
that
it.
what that is?
So you just roll again. Make that wisdom save again. Okay, we're good.
10.
Well, plus the bardic you did for Wave of Inspiration.
13.
There you go.
Wait, why does
13?
that work? Okay. Yeah.
Well, because
Do I have to reroll for Scotty too, or is that only for me?
no, I allowed you a reroll.
Okay.
All right. So Moss, Prince Scatty, I think everybody else passed. So those of you are going to be frightened until the end of their next turn. And while you're frightened this way, you are stunned.
That is. Oh, great.
Oh,
I was gonna
I'm-
say that's fine. I can get Prince Scotty out of here, but.
Oh my.
All right.
Fucking not.
So the horse is like just paralyzed in fear, as well as Moss for some reason. As you're like, what the fuck? Human heads with bat wings. And
Highest wisdom.
as then the shrieking man starts his turn for the first time in the cloud of daggers. I believe that's a
Ooh,
dexterity
let me-
saving throw. Is
He's
that
gonna
true?
have a rough time.
No, he just takes the damage.
Just takes it. Is it
Mm.
2d4?
Let me roll it.
Rude.
Wow, that's trash. It's
Well-
9.
Is that not a save at all?
No.
Damn, it's a good spell.
That's why I like it.
It's good.
It's the first
Like,
when it enters the spell's
doorway
area for the
control.
first time or starts its turn there. So it begins its turn there.
Right. It is going to take a bunch of different slices as it furiously runs forward out of the cloud of daggers. It stands up, grabs its pike, and it is going to make a full round attack. It is going to use its pike. It thrusts this rusty-looking implement up towards your hips and rib cage. Kelpie is going to be a 10 versus AC. Is going to miss,
Misses.
and then he recoils back, and then he tries to hit the horse with it.
Don't you do it. You better leave my damn horse alone.
Since the horse is
Second check.
stunned,
Is it disadvantage?
I'm just trying to
Is it-
remember here. I don't know
what
if
is
it
his-
applies for any attackers. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage. Okay, so I'll roll
Its
again
AC is
the-
12.
The pike for Scotty. All right, so that's
Oh,
going to
good.
hit. He pierces the side
Son of a
of
bitch.
the shadow horse and is going to do 9 piercing damage.
Mm.
And then he lurches out at your leg with his gigantic mandible. It's just this big, oversized character of a jaw and tries to bite your boot heel.
What in the fuck is this thing?
27 versus AC.
What in the fuck is this thing?
Yeah.
All right, it is going to. It slices into you. Part of your boot actually gets like ripped off, and you can see just like this gushing of blood begin.
Ow.
You start
You
bleeding
stupid
profusely from this wound. Can you make me a Constitution saving throw? You're going to take 12 points of slashing damage. Con
Oh,
save.
boy.
All right, you start bleeding
Wait,
profusely.
Doesn't fucking what's it called? Do I've already used a reaction, so I can't do it again. So never mind. Great.
All right, Kelpie, you are bleeding.
Yeah.
At the start of your turn, make another con save.
Okay. How much damage did I take?
You took 12.
Holy shit! Yeah, this thing's just gonna fucking kill us then, huh? Okay, I'll make another con save. That's a 13.
All right. You are going to take an additional necrotic damage. I am
Does
going
my
to.
does my reaction get reset when it's my turn again?
Yes.
Yes.
How the fuck does silvery barbs work?
When they succeed an attack roll, you wouldn't have been able to use that when it attacked you if you didn't have your reaction.
Okay, could I guess I could just use Wave of Inspiration again.
You also have your.
Oh, is it evil?
Yeah, you have your amulet. You can add a d12
Dang.
to once per short rest.
Yeah, I'm gonna add the D12 to that then. I always forget I have that. So it was a 13. So that's an 18.
All right, 18. The effect ends. The bleeding staves off. You don't take any further damage.
Okay.
Pop off, Kelpie.
Is that my whole turn?
Okay.
I'm guessing.
Come on.
No. No, you
Oh,
can
it's
take
just
your turn as
reaction.
normal. That just is what happens at the start of your turn.
Okay, do I have anything to attack him with?
I'll be
Not
back.
really. Kind of
Village
sucks.
battle.
I'm just gonna look down at him like, you are ugly as shit, and try to stab him in the top of his head with a 13.
13 is going to hit.
Okay.
Ooh.
And then
Yeah.
let's roll damage. That is 9, as I just kind of like stab him in the top of his head.
All right. He kind of pulls the wound aside. The blade you're using, is it just a standard longsword?
Yes.
You have difficulty cutting through his flesh. It is
What the fuck?
tough and leathery. But you do harm it.
Okay. Then I'm gonna bonus action healing word and then in my turn.
Cool. All right, Moss. You are stunned. That effect will end.
This thing is kind of tough.
Is that my turn,
Goodness.
or am I able to do it?
You are incapacitated. You can't move, can't speak.
I can't speak.
Only falteringly.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Strangely enough, I believe if you're
Oh.
incapacitated, you still have a bonus action, but I'm not sure if stun.
Does Scotty have to make an? Is this like they're making a save every turn or
But
no?
basically, you can't have actions or reactions right now. But
Yeah.
you could maybe take a bonus action. I don't know.
Are they currently stunned?
They're stunned.
Then they
Oh,
don't get a
shit.
bonus action.
Been down.
Is that just something that has a length of time, or is that something they're making saves for every turn?
That is just until the end of the bat head's next turn.
Okay, cool.
All right,
Okay.
Nadine.
nothing that isn't verbal.
You walked away for a second. Of course.
Oh, no.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
That's fine. We can pop
Just
over
stick her.
some Manassas and switch it. Yeah.
Popping.
There you go.
How far am I from Ghoul over here?
There is one kind of fluttering above your head, maybe, I don't know, 20 feet up. There's another one above Kelpie, further beyond that. To get to the man that is attacking
Man.
Kelpie, it would probably be a full move, this is like a 30 feet move, I believe.
Oh,
It's
neat.
a bit farther than
Maybe,
that.
actually, it's a
for-
bit further than that.
That's
yeah,
like
it's about
50.
feet.
Yeah.
Is it? Fuck.
You've got one 15 feet in front of you, one 35, and then the big boy's 50.
Fuck, I can't reach any of those people. Fuck.
Might be able to hit the 15 guy if you move towards him.
How high in the air is he?
Oh, that is true.
They're all about 15, 20 feet in the air.
About
Jesus.
15. Can I... Damn it.
Can I reach that?
How far is the closest one from me? Moving speed-wise?
It's about 15 feet forward, 15 feet straight up.
Is the cart still nearby?
Yes.
Yeah, it's right behind you.
Is there any chance
Oh.
I can, like... Seeing that he's far away, looking at this thing up in the air, I'm like, there's only one
Back,
thing
sorry.
I can do. I want to climb the cart and see if I can jump from the top of the cart to tackle that fucker out the air.
It'd
What
probably
the
have to
fuck
be
did I
a
just
little
come
bit
back
closer.
to? That's awesome.
Welcome to the
Yeah.
party.
The cart's gonna have to move. The cart's gonna have to move forward about 15 feet or so before you can try that.
What about that rock that's right there?
Well, yeah, maybe. Perhaps we could. Yeah, I mean, using some of the terrain here as features, climbing up on a nearby hill and potentially performing a running jump. How much move do you use? 5, 10, 15,
I
20,
wanted to
25?
try that.
10
I'm
feet
very
running
good at
start.
acrobatics.
I'll give you an opportunity to make an acrobatics check to like run up this small hillside and then leap off a rock and then attempt to melee strike it. Is that what you're trying to do?
I want to grapple it.
You want to try and grab the thing? Okay.
I want to try and grab that son of a bitch, and I'll take the fall damage, but I'm dragging it down with me.
All right, good. You're gonna make me 2 checks. All right, we're gonna do we'll do a DC 14 acrobatics to see if you can get close to it, and then you'll have to make an athletics roll to try and grab the thing.
That's an acrobatics for the first one.
Yep.
All right. Okay, that's a 10. What about? Wait, hold on. I still have bardic inspiration, right?
Yeah,
You do.
You see Jess is gonna leap off, slow motion.
You're gonna roll the bard.
Six.
Oh, there you
16.
go.
hell
Got it.
yeah.
All right, so you make the distance as you reach up to try and grab the thing. I need you to make me an athletics check, and it will roll
Oh, he's
opposed.
probably good at those.
I'm pretty beefy, baby. Let's go. 13 plus 4, 17, 19 total.
19 total. All right, it's going to roll a dex acrobatics to try and get away.
Oh,
7.
Come on.
All right, you
Nice.
grab like a bit of the like lower neck spinal cord that is attached to this thing, and just come down onto the
Ugh.
ground.
Tarzan
as you
moment.
you hit the ground. This thing is just flapping its big sinuous like wings, just like splattering viscera on your armor, and it's trying to get away, and it's looking at you, and it's got these like just bloodied, blackened lips that are kind of like peeled back. You can see the gums from the teeth kind of peeling back and decaying a bit, and it's like chomping and like trying to like move its head and its face towards you as if it's like trying to give you a big old smooch.
Perfect. There's definitely like in Manassas' head, he's hearing like fucking WWE bells. But also like when I drag this fucker to the ground, I want to land like with my knee on its chest, just hitting this down.
Just a severed head with wings.
It's just a head,
Shit.
man.
No. All right, then I'm just holding
So
that
gross.
son of a bitch right down by the skull.
Curb stomp him.
All right.
Any fall damage attached to that?
It was 10 feet. I think you typically I've ruled that you ignore the first 10 feet. I
cool.
don't know if that's from 3.5 or 375, but
Oh,
so you land and it was a heavy thud. Nadine, your turn.
Nadine, it's all you.
You may still be muted.
You're muted.
Muted.
Just kidding. I knew that. I was testing you guys. Okay, I need to find out how much movement I have. I don't remember. I think I have an
You
extra
don't
10.
get. I think we figured out you don't get any when you
Yeah,
shift.
you're not.
Yeah, I thought I do. No?
No,
you don't.
you're not
I
a
feel
lost
we
rider.
talk about.
We
this
did
every
figure this out. You're right.
Yeah, every episode.
Every episode we do this. Why do I keep thinking? Never mind. We're not.
Because
even
it makes
thinking about
sense. Because werewolf go fast.
It's
makes
one
sense.
of the features of
What
a
did you
specific
take?
shifter.
What did you take damage from? How are you at half health?
He's-
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to update it. I don't have any.
Oh, just click long rest, weirdo. I'm like, what the fuck did you take damage
Where do
from?
you? Where's the long rest option on?
I don't
this-
know, we'll say long rest.
It's
Top right,
not-
if you're on the website, it says long
I was
rest.
gonna say, do it on
Alright,
D&D Beyond and it'll update.
I am on D&D Beyond and it is not updating.
It's because you don't have Beyond 20 activated. Let's just go into your token.
Oh, that's true.
On roll 20.
Did
fix
it?
here.
I put it back.
Okay.
Why do I have an X on me?
You're dead. Fuck
Anyway.
you.
I'm not dead.
You got
It's
murder
not-
killed to death.
It is your turn now. So
No.
let's,
Okay,
Alright,
I
do
am
it.
going to move here. I would like to do a
Okay.
shifted strike against the head that Manassas is holding.
Okay, yeah.
Did you get advantage since it's being grappled?
no.
No? Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, let's
tried.
do this. I have inspiration. Can I try again?
Yeah, you can burn it.
Cool. We're gonna use that. We're gonna try this
that
again
from?
because I don't know, but I have it.
I know I had inspiration.
Oh, it was from the Muses. I kept it. Well,
yeah.
just fucking kidding. Nat one, so fuck me, I guess.
Don't forget, your Gloomstalker stuff, you can attack twice when you make, or one more time when you make the attack action.
Oh. Cool, we'll do that.
Yeah. Well,
One
you
more
just used your
try,
bonus action to do that,
That was my bonus action. I
so-
haven't actually done like an attack yet.
which you can now do, and don't forget you have another of those.
Okay, now I'm gonna actually try this. Oh my god.
Damn.
Dude, you suck.
What is
what was the
wrong
net
with
on that
me?
one?
That's
I'm
like a
not
seeing
9 tops.
So what? She has one more roll.
Yeah, she gets one more attack. That one missed.
Okay. Okay, one more.
Holy fuck, I'm gonna freak out. Hang on, do I have
This is
anything
just
that
a
I have
normal attack, though, right? This isn't the shift attack.
This is normal.
This is...
Yeah.
Are
Oh,
you
no,
attacking with a
wait.
longbow?
I clicked the wrong thing. I accidentally clicked the long tube shifting strike again, so...
Question: are you
didn't
going to
mean
be
to do that.
attacking with a longbow?
I think I'm too close.
it would be
Oh no, I'll do
disadvantage,
I'll do a
I think
dagger
this
then.
bitch.
Okay, so that last roll I fucked up actually, so I did the wrong thing. Ignore that. This is the correct thing that I'm supposed to be clicking. Hey, that's an 18
There you go. You hit
to hit.
And then you get 2 attacks for some reason. I don't remember how it works. It's like for
Okay.
Gloomstalker, it's like the first.
The
attack
first
you make,
one's a
yeah.
7 damage
Okay.
to the
And
head that's already there.
I do it again.
I'm gonna do it again. And that is a 13 to hit.
13 does hit.
And then that is another 8 damage.
Ooh, max damage.
Nice.
So 7 damage, then 8 damage with the dagger.
Got it. All right. You've got this kind of like football punt style position that Manassas has this thing down on the ground as Nadine, you leap on it and just start going, "Fucha! Fucha!" just stabbing into the skull with furiosity. As eventually you kind of create this like blackened pocket of like broken skull fracture bits, and the whole bat wings just start to like, flutter a bit as
Did I
just
kill
kind
it?
of- yeah, it's dead.
Can I flavor?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, you're gonna eat it.
No, I wasn't going to eat it this time. Nadine, I want at the end of this, I want her to take the dagger, flip it around, and cut off each of the wings.
Ew.
And then she's going to one last time sink her dagger right in between the eyes of this thing, and then kind of drag it down as to cut like straight down here so that the jaw will like unhinge in kind of 4 ways, actually. And that's her kind of rageful.
So you
Moment.
just mutilated it.
Absolutely brutal display by Manassas.
Right in front of Manassas.
a child.
She is so tired of not being able to hit things. Yeah.
Jesus.
So she does that, and then she kind of looks at Manassas and she's like, "Oh, sorry, I got a little carried over." Anyways, that's the end of the turn.
All right, Talak, 2 more of these heads floating around in the sky. This strange grizzled man thing just pierced the side of old Prince Scotty and took a big gashing
Ow.
bite out of Kelpie's leg.
I am in pain.
All right.
Kelpie's always in pain.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to move up. Doing so, I'm just going to yell behind me, "Manassas, keep the heads away from the horses." And I will Mr. DM, are we in dim light or darkness?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to swing my sword around and my tattoo's going to glow. The sword's going to erupt into the green flame of Shadow Blade. And as I do so, I will look towards Kelpie. I'll keep his attention. You flank him. So to give him the nod. And I will
Whatever.
swing towards this guy with the first attack, which will be at advantage because Shadow Blade's in dim light or darkness. 23 to hit.
23 does hit.
All right, that'll be, I'm just going to roll the damage here, 21 points of psychic damage. I rolled 2 8s there. That's fun. All right.
Whew.
All right. And as I do that, I will then literally, I'll take the sword, slash it down his from his shoulder down his clavicle. I'll pull back, and I will try to feint and bait out an opportunity attack and just duck underneath him, move that way.
All right. Are you doing so in a way that would provoke?
Yes. Oh, yeah. No, I'm 100% faint. I'm going for
All
that.
right. Got it. Then he is going to thrust the pike in your direction. 18 versus AC.
Nope, misses.
Your AC is a little higher than that right now. Yeah.
Yep. As he swings the pike, I just take my hand, pull it towards me, take the sword, push it back, and I'll just say, Well, I expected that, and I'll move right back within range. And that's my turn.
What was the
Alright.
point of that?
Burned his reaction.
Burn his reaction.
If you want to
yeah.
leave now without getting hit, you totally can.
That was interesting.
All right. The gargoyles shriek from above.
what?
Well, actually, maybe they do. Maybe they don't. I need to figure out. Are you permanently? Okay. Okay. No.
Oh,
they're all,
yeah,
they're
we're
all
free now.
immune at this point. All right. So they're not going to do that. All right. Do so. The target is stunned until the end of the next turn. The head flies down to Moss and gets right in front of his face.
Uh-oh.
Moss, make me a charisma saving throw as this thing locks face to face mouth with you, just bloody teeth and
Ew,
gums
it's trying
just
to kiss
enveloping your skull.
It's gonna kiss him! Somebody help him!
11.
All right. You have become cursed, unbeknownst to you, as the viscous liquid kind of seeps through the wooden pores of your face and kind of like creates these almost like vein-like protrusions as it just dissipates into your body. The creature then kind of just removes its disgusting head from your face. The other one is going to fly down and swoop towards Talok and attempt to bite him. 19 versus AC.
Misses. I just see it. I dodge right underneath it.
All right. The red cap feller here with the bloodied sock over his head is going
I have
to
been
take his
taunting
pike.
him, if that helps anything.
Yeah, I feel that. He is going to make a 4-round action here. And let's see that there's going to be a 30% chance that he attacks Kelpie. All right, he's totally focused on you. Full round attack, 2 pikes, and he kind of lunges in towards you, Talok.
All right. Ooh, can't avoid the natural 20, but I can cast shield to avoid the both pike attacks.
All right.
As he's swinging his pike towards me, the first one I deflect with my sword, pull it upwards. It comes back at me. I hold up my hand, and a force field appears and pushes it back. And I'm assuming that's when he gets me with a bite.
It kind of lunges around the shield once the pike is deflected and leaps into you and then bites down hard on you. And as he's got his mouth kind of gripped around your shoulder, he rips open the flesh and deals 28 slashing damage. He then, as a bonus action, kicks you square in the stomach. Make me a strength saving throw or fall prone.
What the?
All right, strength save. That took out a lot, guys. Not gonna lie. 16.
All right, you
Wait.
steady your feet.
16 is strength. 17 because of the +1.
Okay, good. He tries to kick you into the field of daggers.
Yep, I will just hold my ground. My hips sort of feet skid on the ground. Okay, be strong.
You are very, very bloodied, and the wound is still open. So you do risk bleeding out. You can see he's having trouble gripping his shoulder. Kelpie.
This is great. Part of me really wants to use Gust of Wind and push this thing into the daggers, but we have the issue of Talok standing in the worst fucking spot imaginable. Oh, God. Can I... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bonus action, healing word, Talok.
Alright.
Give him 8 health.
All right, the bleeding
then-
stops.
Alright. Whew, thank you.
Oh, fuck. I can't use another spell as an action now, can
You
I?
can cast a cantrip.
Okay, well, I guess I'll do that. Yeah, I'm going to try to do Vicious Mockery. It has to make a Wisdom saving throw of 14 or take 1d4 psychic damage and have disadvantage on next attack roll.
All right.
Also, doesn't Scotty's not like stunned anymore, right?
Scotty is not stunned anymore, correct?
Does Scotty get to kick this motherfucker since this motherfucker stabbed him?
Hit him with the hooves. The hooves! My hooves! All All right. And what was the save? It was a
Whiz. Yep.
Got it. All right. Whiz save 11 fails.
Fails it. So let's roll the damage. Takes 2 psychic damage and has disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes. And then Scotty's gonna kick this dude in the teeth. What is Scott? How do I roll this fair? Oh shit! Scotty rolled a 20.
Boom!
Oh shit!
Third kick.
Direct to the teeth.
Hell yeah. So it's 2d4 plus 4, I think it was. So 5 plus 4 does 9 damage as he just kicks this dude in the teeth.
Got it.
Take that, you son of a bitch. What kind of weirdo stabs a horse? What's wrong with you?
Heavy iron shoes just clop this thing and just brutally strike him in the face. Are you gonna hang tight where you're at, or are you gonna head out? You know, I think it does have its reaction back.
Yeah, it would. That's reaction back.
No, I stay here.
Okay, all right. Moss, you kind of have this viscera as this bat thing is now kind of like right in your face.
Oh no.
I believe in you.
I'm gonna drop the concentration on guidance then.
Yeah, dude, I don't need it.
You don't have guidance anymore. And I'm going to... Is this thing, like, ground level with me?
Yeah, it's at the same level as you. It couldn't move after it kind of attached itself.
Awesome. I am going to cast Flaming Sphere right here and ram it into the back of this thing.
Amazing.
So, let me give you that. So it needs to make a...
You get to attack with this thing twice, basically? Is that what's happening?
So, I'm attacking with it once. It needs to make a dexterity saving throw because I'm ramming it into it.
Mm-hmm.
As my bonus action. And I'm...
That's interesting.
So, whether or not it fails is going to determine... It does succeed, but it will still take half of 7, so 3, I believe.
Mm-hmm. All right.
3 fire damage.
Yes. And that is my turn.
Oh, shit. I just, Chris, I don't like that thing you put in chat, man.
And I want the sphere specifically behind him. I don't want it next to the horse.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, Manassas. The Vargoyle that was in your head is now kind of in pieces. Ahead of you, 30 feet in front, Talok and Kelpie have this man kind of caught in a melee.
Yeah, I was gonna say, unfortunately, I missed a small bit of that. I didn't get, hit or anything, did I?
No, you're fine.
So.
Okay. Fabulous.
You basically just tackled a severed head, and then a 13-year-old girl stabbed it to death in front of you.
I'm not
guys are good.
13.
Sorry, 12.
I'm just happy to be
You
here.
fucker.
Who's around me? There's one that's still alive that's in Moss's face.
The man with the pike that's biting and stabbing people is engaged in a melee with Talok and Kelpie. He's about 30 feet away. The other, there's 2 more bat heads. One is behind you, engaged with Moss, but Moss maybe has it under control. You're not sure. It's within striking distance. Should you want to move around the flaming sphere that has been created by the construct there. The other flying head is flying above Talok and Kelpie.
Flying above Talok and Kelpie. I was told to protect the horses, I believe, yeah.
Yep.
Does it look like the other flying head that's above Talok and Kelpie can, reach the horses easily?
I mean, Prince Scatty, because Kelpie's on him.
It is true.
What do I go with? God damn it.
Make a decision. 6 seconds.
6 seconds. Alright, I'm wrong. That thing looks like it has control over the other heads. I'm gonna go with the guy. I'm gonna fucking run over.
All right, attacking the man who
Oh,
is
thanks for showing up.
Manassas charge up from behind. You get within melee range.
I charge up, I bring my knee up into this thing's fucking head. That's a 17 on the die, so like beyond 20.
Yep, that hits.
Perfect. 2 segundos.
Are you attacking the man or the head?
I'm attacking the man.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, that's much up. Alright. And damage. That's 10 bludgeoning damage as I rush this thing and just bring my knee up right into its fucking chin.
All right. The figure with his kind of like heavy clad iron boots and his heavy leather breeches kind of scoots forward slightly. He turns back and he sees you. Anything else?
Actually, there's a bit more I want to do with that.
Okay.
Do I recognize this thing as like undead?
Make me a knowledge nature.
Knowledge nature. Ooh, this is gonna be good. 2. Alright.
Ooh.
No, it's not
It
undead.
has a hat on.
Unnatural 1. Dunce hat. I'm just here to punch.
Manassas be like, but do undeads wear hats? That's the question.
Regardless, I want to get this thing out the fucking way, so I'm going to burn a spell slot to smite that knee.
A smiting knee, yes, do
A
it.
smiting knee.
Smitey knee.
Smiting knee. Alright, so it's...
Who smite me?
2d8. Damn. That's 9, and is this... If this thing's undead or fiend, I add another d8, but I wouldn't know.
You would not. What was the damage?
Let's see.
It was 9.
That's an extra 9 radiant damage, yeah.
Cool. All right. The
Smiting.
radiant damage takes a hold rather
has to be.
fully. All right.
And this is my bonus action, because I unarmed strike, and because I have Tavern Brawler. And I like to grapple. I'm gonna fucking lock this thing down if I can.
Let's
Doesn't it have,
go!
Doesn't it have like
Let's roll.
mandibles or some shit?
No,
I'm
it's just got
locking
a
them
basic,
down.
like it has a cartoonishly large jaw and teeth.
Oh, for some reason I thought it had like
Gross.
bug
Hey,
mandibles.
same.
Big nasty.
What the fuck is this
That's,
thing?
damn, okay.
This guy's
okay.
broke. I think he broke my boots, man. What the fuck?
All right, it's going to attempt to
Well, we'll break
resist
him.
your athletics, and it's going to fail probably. If you roll higher than a
No.
4, you're good.
Oh,
my
I'm set, baby. Hell yeah.
All right, Manassas comes back, and after just flying knee into this thing, he sort of cracks it with some divine strikes, and then puts his arms around it, kind of getting this thing into a bit of a chokehold in front of you and Kelpie. As your turn ends, Nadine, the Vargoyle head kind of just completely torn apart at your feet. You can see that Moss behind you is kind of dealing with one. The boys may have this covered.
I was gonna say, first I'm gonna shout to Moss. I was like, Moss, are you good? Like, do you need help or you got it?
Doesn't look good.
I don't know.
Okay, sorry. Can I don't know if I need a perception check for this. Perception check for this or not. Does it look like Kelpie, Manassas, and Talak kind of have it under control over there?
I'm full health. I'm vibing.
I think we're fine.
And Talak, I mean, I know you got healed for 8 with a healing word.
I'm looking alright.
Okay, because you took a huge hit. You took like
Yeah.
28 damage.
It wasn't fun, but also don't forget I had my temporary hit points that softened the blow.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I
you
forgot to
got-
add my temp hit points.
I'm looking fine. I'm in the fight.
It's up to your call here, Nadine. Moss appears to be kind of fighting this thing alone, but he does have this massive
Yeah.
orb of fire that he's summoned.
I'm gonna take a bow
Help
shot
the
at the
horses.
one. What do the horses need? Yeah, I'll take a bow shot at the one that's by
I don't know, that's what Talak said.
that's by Moss.
Okay.
I'll do that. I'll take a long bow shot at it.
Did she?
Boink.
Did we put the magic items on? I don't think we ever decided.
No, we didn't, but I got a 24 to hit.
That's
Damn.
going to hit.
Didn't need it.
Don't need it now. That's 12 damage with the longbow.
Ooh, okay, that first shot there, you kind of arch back, fire over the orb. That is going to kill that one.
Woo!
Easy. Dope. Then I am going to... Is that all of them? And
Oh,
that
there's one more head.
I guess it
flying by
was.
Talon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
then I'm gonna. I'm gonna take the 30. I think I have 30 feet.
Yeah, you
I'm moving
wouldn't
it.
be able to tag either one of them though. Thought
Not with
Shoot him
melee.
with your bow.
Can you
you
fire
don't
a
have
second
two
bow
attacks
shot?
right now. No, it
don't
only
have
works
to
with the
check.
first attack in combat for Dreadstalker.
Yep.
Well, I will move 30 feet this way then. I think
You
that's.
could, if you're within 30 feet of the guy, you have your your shifter bite.
Yeah, but you have to. That's a melee attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I wasn't sure if they were
I
in
think
range.
I can get to about here.
You can get one
Yeah.
more.
You move one
You
more.
can move one more if you
Oh,
want.
cool.
Yeah.
Dope. Is there anything I can do? I don't think so.
Mhm.
Oh, here's what it is. At the start of my first turn of every combat, my walking speed increases by 10 feet. That's why I kept,
okay.
which lasts until the end of that turn.
Mm.
That's why I keep
Oh, so
thinking
you
it's a
can-
shifter thing. It's a, well, that's only on the first turn, which
It's
I.
a Gloomstalker
Oh,
thing, right?
Yeah, it's
Got it.
Gloomstalker. Yep, yep.
Cool.
Ah.
All right.
Mm.
Okay.
Your bleeding has
Alec,
stopped
will you hurry
because
up
of
and
the
kill
healing
this
you
thing?
received.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
just sort of-
it for me.
I'll swing the sword back, sort of brushing off the bite wound. Sneaky bastard. And I'll swing it and I'll just go for the neck with Shadow Blade. That is a 22 to hit
22 hits.
for 13 points of psychic.
All right. Full damage on that.
This thing is fucking tough.
That's
Jesus. Yeah.
really all
Why
I can
doesn't it-
do.
This thing will
takes-
not fucking die.
It takes the full blow.
Yeah, and I'll just look towards it.
What the
Come on. You can't hit me. And that's the
I
turn.
think he might be. He already hit like all of us. Bitch hurts.
And
You're
I
gonna end your
will
turn?
actually. What am I gonna do here? One second, give me a second. I have my movement here that I think I can.
Bonus action, spit in his face.
I think I can play around with some stuff here when it comes to
Oh,
movement.
okay.
Um,
What are you doing?
he can't move
It's
after
fine.
me. Is the thing.
You see 5 foot steps into a cloud of daggers.
Yeah. You see, I'm just gonna walk backwards, die.
I think you actually needed to roll concentration on that, Kelby, but you didn't. But
Oh, let me.
Oh, I can do that now.
1 second.
What is that?
It's a
What is that? A
concentration
wisdom?
check.
it's a flat d20 and see if you can.
Well,
if
it's,
you-
it's not a flat d20.
con-
It's
it's a
a
con.
concentration check essentially. It's con save.
But it's like
Yeah.
it's a DC
Like a
10
con
unless
save.
it's a certain amount of high damage.
That's a
Come on,
16.
hold it, baby.
Yeah,
Damn.
you're fine.
Yep, you're fine.
But if you get out of the way, I can push him in the spikes or whatever.
So I did that.
Or just ignore me.
Shadow Blade would have dropped because I failed that concentration check. So I'm sorry, that was 12 points of slashing damage.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, not much different. If that was the case, could I have said that I used Booming Blade instead of Shadow Blade?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so I would have hit him with Booming Blade. Then I'll try to burn his reaction. I'll move out of his range.
Okay.
Yeah, come on,
he's
hit me.
viciously trying to do that. He will take a pike stab at you, an attempt. 26.
26 will hit me even with shield. That will just hit.
Ooh.
Right, 9 piercing.
I'll take it.
Oy.
All right,
All right.
and I'll
burns his
move
reaction.
God, get the fuck out of the.
I got you. I can drag him into a more advantageous position. It's fine.
and
I
that
hate
is my
you.
turn.
I cannot
Nice.
stand you, Talok.
The Vargoyle is going to swoop towards Nadine and attempt to bite her as she approaches.
What the
Did that,
fuck?
did that thing just leave Talok's range?
It did.
I would not have casted shield because it wouldn't have mattered anyway. So yeah, I'll take that opportunity attack.
Hit him, baby.
Sadly,
Fuck him up.
I no longer have that, so I just have a longsword attack. 17 to hit for 8 slashing.
I want to eat it.
All right, you hack into the back of the
Whoa.
head as it leaves your space, as it flutters towards Nadine and takes a big crunch right out of her.
What?
You-
That sucks.
it fills you with poison.
Did
Wait,
he even
there's
roll
no
a
like.
hit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I rolled a hit. I rolled a 23.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
no.
shit! Yeah, you definitely rolled a 23.
Yep.
Oh, no.
4 piercing, as you can feel this this venom course into your veins as it just burns your tissue.
Oh,
no,
God.
there's no save on that poison.
Nadine
Fuck.
fucking howls.
Alright, and it's
Not
there,
like a
and it's
literal
like
howl?
it's like attached to you. You know,
Just like that.
Ugh.
She is
Rose,
like she's
be like
writhing and like she does not like this.
Ugh.
all right. The creature here is going to. He
put it
is
on me.
grappled.
I can't.
So is going to be attacking, I believe, at disadvantage. Is that correct?
No, it just
No.
has no speed. It gets attacks normally.
If it
Grapple
attacks
is
me,
fucking
though.
awful.
Come on, hit me, attack me.
Grapple's
No, it's
actually
okay.
awful.
I got you. It's all right. You gonna learn today. All right.
DM, I have
What
a
is-
question.
Hit me.
What's the
Hit me
point
there.
of grapple?
If it's on me and someone tries to attack it, is there a possibility that if they miss, they would hit me? Is that how D&D works?
Why would you
No.
ever say that?
It's
'Cause I'm
not-
just curious.
That's,
That's
not
a
what grapple
DM's.
does.
That's a DM's discussion thing.
Curious.
The specifics
Grapple is
between
kind of garbage.
yeah, I mean Grapple's whole thing is it's
Grapple's
a great
bullshit.
effect. It is actually a great effect. I've made so many builds,
Oh,
but it just
holds
drops
them
something.
still.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Is that a- Sorry,
Arguably.
I'll show you.
We'll argue about it.
Yeah.
All right, Manassas, you have your arm kind of wrapped around this thing in a bit of a pickle. It is going to attempt to bite you. As
It has
it-
disadvantage.
Okay, as it attempts to thrust its pike at Talok, so it was just going to make its multi-attack. One bite towards Manassas, and that is going to be the 20.
A 20 at disadvantage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. I'll eat that.
All right, it just has just right on your arm as it kind of just wildly swings the pike. Did the pike attacks on Talok? They're not at disadvantage, are they?
They shouldn't be. I mean, why is it attacking with disadvantage
I don't
against
think so.
him?
Yeah, I'm wondering why.
Protection against good and evil.
Oh, right,
protection from
right.
good and evil. Yeah.
Yeah, I popped that off. Except I lose it right now, so it bites into me, and then like the magic from my amulet just fizzles out as the armor gives out.
All right.
Shit.
The pike strike is a 19 versus AC as it then
Miss.
tries to swing another one.
What in the
Yeah,
hell
15.
is
Alright.
this guy?
What's your
We're gonna
AC, Talok?
resolve the
Right now,
bite
20.
damage.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Blade Singers.
Our Manassas is going to take 12
Yeah,
points
fair.
of slashing damage and
Ooh.
is going to start bleeding on his turn.
Uh,
All right, that's the end of his Kelpie.
I prefer the dragon.
I'm
Good with that.
alright, Talok. You better roll well here, because you're either gonna fly or die.
I'm fine.
You mean what? Gust of wind. 14 strength save. 10
who
feet
was this
wide.
in?
10 feet wide in front of me, so just forward. I'm trying to push him into the spikes, which might push you into the spikes.
If you want, Manassas already said I could push them into a more advantageous position. So like, if you like hold your action or something, I could probably just
Oh.
drag him away. So
I guess
that,
I could just do that.
if you want to. Oh, that's
Well,
up to you.
Talok just needs to get the fuck out of my way. Yeah, I guess I'll hold my... I'm just gonna, like, prep that or whatever it's
Just
called.
set him up and you knock him down.
But,
Alright, you
Horsey
ready that?
boy...
Ooh, horsey.
Horsey
Yep, go
boy
ahead.
gets to kick him in the fucking teeth again.
Pretty please.
Kick him in the teeth, that's an 8.
Yeah, it's going to miss.
Back him in the
All right.
Okay.
Moss, if you want to go here, because Kelpie is holding his action until Manassas sets him up.
How far away am I?
Quite a ways, about 40, 50 feet, maybe 60 further.
Okay.
Jesus.
I'm going to dash
What are you going to do with the fire, by the way?
up here, and I'm just gonna let that fizzle out.
All right.
It takes too long to get over here. And
Oh, hey, Moss.
looking around, how's everyone looking right now?
I have a guy on me, but
Talon's
Talon's
having a
up.
tough go of it, and Manassas just took a huge bite. But
No, Talok's fine. He's
I'm
big and
chilling.
tough. He can take it.
I mean, he's not. He looks rough, but he's not showing any sign of stopping.
So Manassas is profusely bleeding right now?
I'm vibing.
he's got a big. This guy's arm is like he's just chewing on his forearm.
I got a pretty good amount of
What
HP though.
fuck
Like,
is
you
this
don't have to worry
guy?
about me right now.
Alex the most fucked up.
I'm fine. He'll
I'm
live.
vibing.
I'm fine.
I'm gonna
Like
drop
brother, like
a-
brother.
You don't look very
I'm
fun.
fine.
I was gonna say, you
Bobby.
keep giving me this reaction, but you don't look like it.
I'm fine.
Do a Balm of the
Well,
Summer on Talok.
Okay.
So that is...
I'm saying you don't gotta. I'm fine.
You get
you're being cryptic.
2 hit points
Nice.
and 1 temp.
All right. Awesome.
I rolled really well on that.
Yeah.
see that. All right, Moss. Anything else?
No, that's my turn.
All right, Manassas. At the start of your turn, I need you to make me a DC 15 Con save.
DC 15 con save. Alright, I'm chunky-ish.
Chunky.
Not
thick.
when I roll a 6. So
Oh.
that's 8 total.
That is not very fergalicious of you.
Silvery barbs.
I don't know where that came from. Don't ask me.
No one's succeeding
No.
anything.
Okay.
All right, Manassas. The
Aid-
wound bleeds
You're gonna have
profusely.
to
You're
explain
going
that
to
to me
take
one of these days.
10 points of necrotic damage.
Ouch.
Vibing. Alright. Still up.
Oh, I just cracked my whole back. Whoa. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
How are you so?
Mute.
It's like caveman discovering fire. Like,
I get it.
like
I got
chill
excited.
out.
All right.
Chill
No.
the fuck out.
Manassas, your turn.
Alright. Okay.
Fuck you, Alan.
Is there any way I can like drag this guy away from Talok?
Yeah, maybe push Talok in the daggers.
No, not doing that. But
Okay, well, I
but
want to push him in the daggers.
Healthy Anki.
I want to like see if I can move the guy I'm grappling anywhere that's like a bit more advantageous for Kelpie to gust
So
them.
Not really.
You can attempt to move a grappled creature with you. Your speed is halved, but yeah, you can do that.
I guess you could put him here, and then I can just like step on and try to blow him in.
So I think you can move him up to 15 feet while you're grappling him.
I sure can.
Put him here.
Just push him into the daggers.
Oh.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah,
Oh, can he just do that? Can you
Yeah.
just push him into the
I
daggers?
sure can, but I also want Kelpie to have this moment.
Just push him in the daggers, man.
All
I
right
don't
then.
need no moment.
All right, you're cool.
Everybody, I don't need your
all right,
pity
Manassas
party.
walks him forward as he struggles. The flail kind of like his arm
Just-
bleeding the whole way. As eventually you kind of walk him into this field of floating daggers. As you just begin to hear.
And
11
damage.
All right. 11. Okay, got
11
it.
damage.
His
Like-
body becomes mangled as these daggers spin wildly. He is thoroughly bloodied and close to death.
Can I
She's murdering this
cancel?
motherfucker.
I just realized now I'm holding this gust of wind and I don't have any use for it.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you'll react. I mean, you can.
You can blow it at me. I still
Well-
have the thing on me.
Good idea. I'll do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, otherwise, if you didn't do that, you would just waste the spell slot to no effect.
You could blow it
Okay,
on the head. That's
yeah, I'm
chomping
gonna-
on my arm over here.
This like 10-foot space to my like below me, and I'm gonna
Okay.
it has to make a 14 strength save. You're
Oh my
fucking.
God.
Ooh,
You're fucking.
It's rough.
Is it more effective against flying creatures?
Negative.
Uh,
Its wings kind of take on this really like regal soaring, and that you can hear like I can fly like an eagle. It's playing subtly in the woods.
What is this song? I've never heard
Tragic.
it before.
I didn't know there were bards. Oh god,
Oh.
we're ruined.
Kelpie, you've had a rough go this game.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh,
Hmm.
The,
Does the spell description say
the red
otherwise?
cap moved 5 feet away from. It just moved it all, didn't it?
Oh, moved from all of
Booming
us.
blade. If it moves at all,
Oh.
booming blade, and it's not. The best thing about booming blade is it does not specify willing, which is what I just looked. It will take an extra 1d8 force damage. I believe it is.
All right, go ahead and
Please
do that.
roll. Please.
I
roll.
yanked them out of
1
this
point.
thunderous aura. Damn
1
it.
point.
No way!
Contributes
yes.
to the
No
trees.
way.
Cheese grater, baby. We rockin'. We
He moves
vibing.
out of the space, and you just hear. Zzz.
Ow. Thunder damage. That's what it is.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
And then I cheese grater their ass.
I literally can't do anything else, so I'm just gonna like cross my arms and pout on my horse like I fucking hate it here.
Oh god.
Damn it. I
Okay.
still have an action.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
go
still-
for it.
Yep. That's all my movement, baby. So while I'm cheese grating this fucker.
The
Mhm.
turn order's so fucked right now.
Don't worry about it.
We're riding. We're vibing. All right.
Please put this thing down, man.
I'm hoping, man. All right. As it's in my fucking hands, with its back against all the fucking blades, I'm just gonna bring up my other hand and try smashing its fucking face. All right. Rolling ahead, baby. Come on, man. That's 13 on the dice, so plus 6, 19 to hit.
That hits.
Vibing.
Final.
And I want to be done with this fucking thing, so I'm going to attach this smite to it.
All right.
I
Big.
badly want to be done with this fucking thing. And nearly max damage, so that's 24 points of bludgeoning and radiant damage.
What's happened?
Oh
That-
my god.
That's a
That-
6, a 7, and a 7.
You see Manassas walk this thing into the that as you feel the divine energy charge up, and by the end of it, all said and done, this thing is thoroughly filleted and destroyed. Would you like to describe that?
Yeah, once again, with its like back just against all the fucking blades, I almost want one to like almost prop its head up for me, with like the blade against the back of its neck, almost like T-ball. And I take my other fucking hand and I just blast this thing in the face so hard that like all the fucking the viscera, all the the unpleasant stuff just goes flying into the dagger cloud.
Oh,
This thing is fucking
that's
headless.
some Mortal Kombat shit right there.
Fatality.
Redder.
Fatality.
Perfect.
Finish him.
Does this other one die, or is this thing still alive?
As
I
the
throw its
floating
body
head
into the dagger cloud.
It's still
flaps
on
a few
me.
more times. Yeah, it's sort of in front of you, clinging to life. It took a big blade from Talok and the back of its head as it moved forward to you. The venom kind of dripping from its fangs. It's still alive, but it is clinging
The
to
little flapping one?
its unlife in front of you, Nadine. Yeah,
I was gonna say, is it on me still?
it's right in front of you. Yeah.
Oh,
it.
is it my turn?
Yep.
Fuck 'em up.
Okay, I am going to stab it. Because I do
And
that.
them.
I'm
I,
going to
also, I have a
stab
little
it.
bit of, I have some flavor I'd like to add before. So it's gonna bite Nadine, and it kind of, when it pulls away, it tears part of her clothing, and you can not in like an extreme way, but you can see this giant. I think for the first time, the party will see this giant like tooth-shaped scar that's already embedded in her collarbone. That is like it's like a dark purple, like nasty looking scar that's very clearly where she was bit. It's like right along her collarbone. And having like her like clothing partially ripped, you can see this like exposed, like pulsating, like nasty scar as like she continues to like she's just like raging at this point. So she's gonna take that dagger again, and just stab at this thing. And that is a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
All right, let's do the damage. And that is 8 damage. And I guess just for the bonus action, I'll do a long tooth shifting strike. So she will chow down on this thing.
Tooth shifting strike.
And that is another 15 to hit.
15 hits.
And that's going to do 7 damage.
Give me the fiction.
Nadine,
Okay, please.
this thing ripped away from her, and I think she kind of looks up with like, it bit her, and she's like, maybe, I don't know if the poison is making any kind of extra, maybe she's like foaming at the mouth or something, just like viscerally disgusting is happening. I'm going to say she's going to stab it in kind of the side of the head, so it's almost skewered, and she's going to take a bite out of it, taking one of its eyes with her. She's going to chew it and spit it out in her mouth and throw this thing on the ground. And then spit out the mangled eye on top of it.
Are we done? Are there any more floating heads or psycho cannibal bastards in these woods? No?
Not that I
Cool.
see.
We're safe.
Nadine is going to kind of
on
shift
there?
back and crumple and fall to the ground to her knees. Just trying to like nurse that wound.
And I'm taking my last spell slot to healing word the horse.
And
Scatty calms down a bit.
He's
The
at
bloody
full
scene
health.
before you. These poor travelers, captured, cursed by these creatures. You see Moss kind of falter a little bit, and you see the venom coursing through his face.
Oh shit!
Am
He
I
doesn't
also
feel very
cursed?
well. You are not.
Oh, okay. I'm poisoned though.
You took some poison damage, some venom damage, but Moss took basically had a seed of malintent planted inside of him. It had to occur in a specific way. The creature had to be incapacitated so that it could basically attach itself in a proper way to introduce this special venom into his body. He is under a ticking clock at this point. You may or may not know the full details about that, but he definitely does not look well. And judging from the looks of these travelers that are now headless, you can only presume that it is a way to replicate.
Oh fuck.
Well,
are you
that's
hurt
not
at all?
Alec,
Can
you got
I-
anything for that?
Can I roll? Can I roll something to see if, in the past, when the Silver Keep people were attempting to heal me, if I might have heard them talking or have any notes about any kind of possible medicine that they might have experimented with on me that could be used to draw this curse out? Since they tried to stop and halt curses on me.
It's possible that the Knights of the Silver Keep would know what to do, but these are not lycanthropes. These are something else entirely. Nadine, you can make me a knowledge, let's say, history or something, even if you don't have it.
I will sort of compare notes to try to give them advantage on that help action.
Can I do a medicine check?
Maybe, yeah, medicine check might work. Manassas, you may have more historical. Talik, you may have more educational background on these things, but
So if you allow me to roll, that's a 16, whatever it is. But best of luck.
All right. What was the best roll?
I haven't rolled. Do you want me to roll too?
Yeah, if you'd like to.
What check is this for me?
I got a 21.
Damn! There you go. Didn't need us.
I have a +2.
Nice. Good roll.
Lucky.
All right.
Oh, fucking hell.
We're getting it back!
Like
The morale up, baby.
fell creature, these fiendish entities came when the darkness came. They dwell in corrupt places. They basically are an endless malignant curse that is a self-replicating creature. Basically, they plant a seed of themselves inside of a person, and over time, when the night falls, in the darkness, the person who receives this seed of evil slowly becomes corrupt and fiendish in and of themselves until they die. And when the curse is complete, their head explodes off their shoulders, and another one of these creatures is free to roam and terrorize the night. It could be a matter of days, it could be a matter of weeks, it depends. Keeping someone in the sunlight, keeping someone away from dark places can help slow the curse down, but it needs to be lifted through magic and ritual. You suspect, after discussing this amongst yourselves, that Abbot Cohen may be able to help, but it's still a good 12 hours hard ride to get there from where you guys currently are.
I have something that may be able to help with this. I don't know much, but if light is the thing that fends this thing off, it's a gift given to me by the Order of the Watchers. And he'll pull from out his pocket it looks like a vial of holy water. And he'll grip it in his fist and kind of close his eyes to concentrate on it as it starts emitting a good bit of light. I need to shoot back to Chris's messages to see how much, but So if you have a string or something, I'd recommend wearing this on you. It'll keep you in the light.
The
Appreciate it.
crystal vial filled with water from the spring high in the mountains, blessed by the priests of the diviners, is able to emit sunlight, pure sunlight, for a while. I think it's not a very long time, but it is very distasteful and discomforting to creatures that prefer the darkness. As the light kind of comforts you, Moss, you're able to get your shit together long enough to get the horses back. You begin to perhaps probe through the old camp of these poor souls, kind of lost their way along this road and were attacked by this terrible creature. Its body mostly destroyed from the daggers and the divine light. You all look forward into the dim light ahead with just a little beacon of hope in your hands now from this crystal that Manassas has provided you. This is a really good place to stop.